Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mythic Showdown Season 1, presented by your Indian Gaming Corps alongside Vista Games. And of course, we're diving straight back into the Swiss stages, round 2 and day 3 of two best of 3 matches. And obviously, the first one, we're starting off strong, and it's going to be Lafu Kabi, which obviously has many people's favorite Zozo against the ex eliminators, or you can we can leave that chapter behind and you can call them Anarchy. And they're going to be facing against each other in this best of 3 series in 0-1 pointers. So let's see which team is able to move forward and get higher into those brackets. I'm your host Ray, and I'm obviously joined by two beautiful ladies on both sides. I love that we're wearing something similar. But
Yeah.
jokes aside, this is obviously your casters Peachy and Sarah. So hello Peachy and Sarah, how are you guys doing?
Hello,
Hello,
hello.
Ray. Hello, PT. Sorry for cutting you off, but good
No,
evening,
no.
You can
ladies
cut me
and
off
gentlemen.
anytime.
Okay. We are here tonight for two very, very exciting matches. We are all very thrilled right here, and
Yes,
obviously,
sir.
we are waiting for the teams to be all readied up so we can get right down towards the draft phase. Right, Peachy?
Yes, sir. One thing about both of them is I am more excited to look at both the teams. Lafu Kabi is not the old Lafu Kabi you guys know, and Anarchy is not the old Eliminators. One team has changed the name, one hasn't. So it's definitely going to be another good match to look out for.
Exactly so. And both of these teams in the first match, Lafu Kabi and Anarchy. Lafu Kabi, they have got medals in their name. They have won LAN tournaments in their localities and even performed really well in the online ones. And today they have the mid standard of India, Zozo, all between them, and everyone is very thrilled to be watching him on live against Anarchy, another great team. They have been made up recently, and we are going to be able to see what those practice sessions are going to be looking like today with some of the best players all over the country. So we'll really see what goes down tonight.
That's true. That's true. Again, I am also excited to see best of 3 series. As you guys already know, the giveaways are up. Type down hashtag Mythic Showdown. Mythic M being capital S Showdown S being capital as well, and you will be eligible for the giveaway. And as usual, the winners will be announced at the end of the tournament. So you guys do have to stay tuned and do tune us at 7:30 every single day. We're just waiting for the draft to start. But at the same time, Sarah, I have been seeing a lot of Bakshia picks coming in. And somewhere along the lines, the Indian meta has not shifted. They are still behind those assassin metas. So today, how many Bakshia will we seeing? Just put a number.
It's a best of three, and with a minimum of two games being played, we are going to see at least two picks. And if it's banned out, then obviously it's got to be a zero.
That's true. That's true. I'm curious to know. And what about you, Ray? How many Bakshia? Just put a random number.
3.
Let's go.
Okay. And with that, PG, we have headed right on to this beautiful draft phase, and we will be able to see what Lafu Kabi decides to ban out first. Obviously, they will be going ahead with a safe ban so that they can keep those meta picks open for themselves to pick up in the first phase of the picking. But then again, Anarchy needs to strategize much better in order to ban out the heroes, which Lafukabi is much more comfortable with, because Anarchy, they need to look for the win.
Agreed, agreed. Both of them do need what they are aiming for. So again, Chip being one of the first hero. Interesting to see though. I mean, no more fighter in this match. Like this match is solely focused on that. Homework bans. Both of them knows how. Both of them. Enemies how they'll be playing around. How they'll be just like making sure that they won't be getting ahead. But I do see some, for Anarchy, I believe Pine is a new addition.
Yes, Pine is the new addition on towards the EXP with the rest of the members remaining the same. But if you have noticed, Lafu Kabi they went ahead with the chip ban right at the first one because they
Yeah.
know how good art is on that hero. But Anarchy though, they won't stand back. They will face it off with bravery. They are banning out on the Phobius. Obviously, the Phobius needs to be banned out. He is just the most meta EXP laner at the moment.
I do agree with you. Phobia's understandable why it's already out of that, but I believe CC could be the next, or Lafuka be still trying to go in for the team fight composition, such as the cutout kata. I think they might be able to pick it up in this match, trying to push it to the EXP lane and get a Bakshia as well. But Anarchy, though, I feel like they won't be opening it up. But on to the other hand, we know Johan usually tends to pick up something on the side of assassin, so I believe for him, it's just very low line that he would be picking up those tank jungle. But if he does that, that's definitely going to surprise me today.
Exactly. Lafukabi does go ahead with the Jukshin ban. They realize that Jukshin is kind of a mid pick at the moment because she doesn't have that
Yay.
kind. Okay, I'm sorry, Ray. No offense to you, bro. No offense to you. I'm just talking on the meta. But then again, her damage output it's kind of low as compared to the other mid laners such as Kimmy. So Anarchy here they definitely need to ban out on the Bakshia or the Kimmy, possibly, just to deny those picks from Lafukabe.
Let's see what they do. Deny another one, but this time around it is a joy. Okay, okay. I do see the assassins are getting banned. The mazes are getting justified as well, along with the phobias. The bans are really looking interesting, but there's still some missing something. Is the Kalia? I want to see if it's going to be Lafu Kabi or if it's going to be
Yes, I think she does have a little bit of a network issue, but we kind of agree with you, Vici, that the Kalia it either needs to be picked or banned. But then again, even Kalia turns out to be not so tanky on towards the mid lane when the goal laners get their power spike after the items are fully built. A support emblem Kalia, she gets melted out. And here we can see that Lafukabi definitely banned out on the Badang, which means that they could be aiming for a Suyo pick, or probably it's just a safe ban coming in. On the side of Anarchy, though, are they going to trade off the Kimi and the Bakshia for a third somewhat decent ban coming in and rather secure two of the meta picks on towards the second pick advantage that they have because Lafukabi they will get only one good pick in the first place. So Anaki definitely needs to strategize their strengths here, and they obviously do so. They ban out on the Lucas. Lafukabi here has the option of picking up the Kimi, the Baksha, the Garukacha, all three very good picks open right away in the draft, but Anarchy as well could be answering that with just as good picks. And even the Florian in the room, in the draft, is quite open and she could be picked up because her place in the room is quite S to 8 here at the moment. So obviously we will be seeing the first pick for Lafukabi in just a few seconds. Can't really tell what they have in their minds right now because whatever they pick, it will be traded away quite beautifully with that of Anarchy. And of course, they go ahead with the Bakshia pick. A very undaunting EXP laner can cut off your healers so well that no kind of healing drafts work against him. He picks up on the bladen excuse me, he picks up on the cursed helmet, and then all your healing will go to hell once he picks up on the rest of his item. Anarchy, though, answers it quite well with the Kalia as well as the Kimi. Pity, are you back with us?
Yes, sir. I'm so sorry about the network issue, but I'm back. Okay, band's already done. Bakshi, as expected, looks like we got, out of the two, we got one into the game number one quite early on. But as I mentioned, I think that part got cut off about the Kelia one. Kalia is here. That's going to be a good pick, though, given the fact that the stuns can interrupt them, but can it reach the backlines? This is what I was fearing. You're talking about how Lafu Kabi wants to take over the map control. They want to make sure to get the Moscow into their hands. I like the pick, but there comes a problem as well. What if it's a Kimi onto the goal lane?
Exactly. So the Moskov, once he has his items, is actually a very good counter for the Kimi. Probably just the second best hero after Iritel or 1-1. But Anarchy though, what are they really going to pick up to answer the Matilda, Bakshia, and the Moskov pick? They could go ahead with a 1-1. They could go ahead with an Iritel on towards the goal lane. But those two heroes, very situational. Instead, they decide to lock in on their EXP, the CC being secure, so we will have that true damage shred for the tanky picks coming in from the side of Lafu Kabi. On towards the ban phase, though, definitely Mage is going to be banned out here. Obviously, Anarchy respects the mid standard, don't you think?
Yep, definitely. They want to make sure the King Zozo really have a good time though. With the addition of the Matilda, I believe it could go a little bit of trying to slow them down or trying to give a burst damage as well or maybe a stun to stop the Kalia. It's much needed as of now. But let's see if they do respect it. There's a Selena who could be a very good ban right here. We know Zozo. We know he plays it very very well. No sarcasm there. But four bands left. Maybe Sicilian could be there, but I don't think that Sicilian could be a very good option.
Yes, we would prefer the Selena ban coming in, and yep, that's instantly being done by Anarchy. Maybe the Farsa and the Lunox just to target it towards Zozo onto that mid lane. Because those are his signature picks. He has been performing very well in ranks, in tournaments, in scrims,
Yeah.
everywhere. So yeah, we are able to see that. Lafukabi though here, they could be smart and ban out both the Iritel as well as the 1-1 just to avoid any kind of issues with the draft. But then again, they do need to ban out on a jungler or so just to disable Johan and cut down on his hero pool, which isn't quite possible. You know what I mean? But then again, it's Lafukabi and they do ban out on the Harriet. That is a quite the good choice here.
I do agree with you. Trying to close up a possibility against the Moscow. They had it looking good. Hayabusa on the list. But Johan, I feel like he does have a trump card of picking up the Lancelot during the stages. Swiss, I think Swiss stage round number 1, he did pick up a Lancelot. That I think would be the first, maybe not the last Lancelot we would be seeing, but again, I want to see a game, maybe into game number 2, maybe into this game as well. Picking it up could be a good thing, but against a Bakshi is still iffy for me.
Exactly. That Baksha pick actually defines a whole lot of the draft coming in by Lafukabi. So Anarchy definitely needs to answer that really well here. And we can see the Hayabusa and the Granger bands coming in on towards the last bands. So that is definitely quite the good choice by both of these teams, respecting the Granger even though he was nerfed quite a bit and his dash is practically non existent at the moment. But then again, he is a good marksman, and Crisis, he is comfortable on that hero a lot. On for the side of Anarchy, though, they still need a mid lane or a goal lane and the jungler. Are they going to let Johan be the fifth picker and save that jungle pick for the very last and just pick up on the EXP right now? I think that's what we are expecting.
Yep, that's true. But at the same time, they you know they just is the Bakshia jungle. You do have the Matilda as well. In no way the Matilda is going onto the mid lanes unless Lafuka really wants to surprise us. So again, they might let Pine just see what the mage is and not Pine, Johan, and try to get it on. But okay, there we go. Looks like it is not a Kimmy marksman. Interestingly enough, the Irithel is there into the land of dawn for the side of Team Anarchy. Interesting choice though, but I still believe they are lacking the early game.
Exactly. There isn't much of that early game coming in from the side of Anarchy. A pretty well known mistake, which Art actually says that he doesn't want to do very often. But then again, as we can see in the draft, those are three late game heroes, the Iritel, CC, as well as the Kimi. So it's all up to Johan now, the King Kong of India, to pick up on that jungle, which can actually counter the Suyo and the Farsa. He goes ahead with the Julian pick. What are you going to say about that?
Okay, I mean they were knowing that they were lacking the early game and picking up a Julian right there. Interesting though. I was hoping to see Johan onto the Suyu, but Lafu Kabi picking it up, they just made it very much interesting. Fasa already here. I feel like the in the Mythic Showdown season one, the popularity that the Fasa holds is really high right now. When's the new patch coming in? I really want to see another mage getting buffed up.
Exactly, and even Zetian is going to be released in the global server very soon, and the new season it begins in just a day and a few hours. So we are all very excited to see what the new season holds in for us. Get ready with your
The new
squads,
Chinese
everyone.
wife.
Okay, there we go. We still have Ray with us
Oh,
as we jump right back into the land of Dawn, ladies and gentlemen. First game of the best of three between Anarchy and Lafu Kabi. Obviously, it's the battle of the mid standard, Zozo versus Bid. So we will really see who comes out on top this match.
surprisingly, Bid as well as Zozo did main the Vexana while it had that popularity, while it had that damage. On the same planes, I want to see who's going to get on the top, but onto the later side, so I do see a little bit of a contest coming in, but not much.
Exactly, and if you have noticed, it isn't exactly pine on towards the EXP, it is a Bilzy. And good to see Bilzy back in the lineup along with the Juhan and Art. So it's going to be a fun little game which Art is going to be having today with his friends. But then again, is going to be enough? Art, is the practice going to be enough? There goes Art with the early damage, baits out the Purify from the Matilda. Will try to go in for the flicker play. Does he get it? No, not yet. Matilda is surviving with less than 1 HP. Kalia, though, tries to get as much as possible. Farsa there for the backup. The fight is still ongoing. The amount of sustain this girl has is crazy. But those are two purifies baited out and just a little timely backup from Farsa. But otherwise, that was first blood being secured by Anarchy.
Surprisingly enough, I really like that coming in from Lafu Kabi, but Anarchy were a little bit into their own jungle, though they know early game the damage would be up, but okay, damage already there.
Exactly. So that Suyo is going to have to be very careful because Johan onto that Julian, he's quite the beast. And Julian, he is quite of a counter for the Suyo. And obviously, with the first turtle coming up, both of these teams are going to be looking for the contest. And the Julian is already ahead of Suyo by a level. So the retribution, it should be easier. And the turtle, it does get taken reset. But Baxia, he is taking in a lot of damage, will be low for the turtle fight and he is looking for the engage but will back right off. Talia still not level 4, has to get his ultimate. The tsunami slam has to come in for the turtle, but Johanna's already started it on the turtle. There comes the spear of despair, and the retribution has been won by Shinigami on Suyo while Zozo secures the kill on towards Johan. Double kill for Suyo right there.
Up the show, look at the Lafukawi with the absolute domination into the early game. They move proceed towards Crisis this time around. Look at that Crisis looking quite low. Zozo jumps in, but that would be a kill. Then Moon Knight picks up, but in turn, the damage too high. He will be going down as well. Now that Lafukawi is rotating quite quickly. Oh, okay. The circling eagle coming around onto the same note. Picked off cannot make a play as of now. They're just waiting it out. I believe for Anarchy, it should be best and better if they start picking up the team fights during the mid to the late. Now that onto the top lane, okay. There was the EXP laner making sure to go into the lanes, but the vision is there. Bit tries to get a knock up, but nope, that's the feathered airstrike right there into the land of dawn onto the back lanes. Bid is quite low. He does have his advanced basic attack, but I don't believe that's working very much. Picked off looking quite low though. The spear of misery, destruction, dead connect direct to Beelzebub, and he will be the first one to fall down. Lafu Kabi still trying to go strong on Johan, and he will be taken down. Julian though he's an early game hero, he is still trying to get a struggle on. Lafu Kabi, not even 5 minutes in the game, has gathered up 9 kills. And on to the 9 kills, 8 assists for the EXP laners. Look at the EXP laners being so proactive that he's already there at the bottom lane. Oh, did they switch the lanes? I believe they switched the lanes quite early on.
Yes, they did. Rakcha rotated towards the bottom lane just to defend it and stop Irithel from pushing and getting that goal farm. Quite the good strategy if you ask me, because right now Moscow is once again back on towards the goal lane, and Lafu's rotation seems to be very on point. There goes the circling eagle along with Suyo. Tries to go in with the blade surge but will back right off as a crisis runs away with his sprint, living to see another day. But there goes the Spear of Destruction, doesn't connect but finds the tier 1 onto the bottom lane, while on towards the turtle. Picked off Art. He's already down, and look at Suyo going in for the double. Now the triple. Will he get the maniac? He does.
Oh!
Oh, but Matilda steals it away. Only Bailey, the lone survivor. A complete 3-for-1 trade in that team fight along with the turtle buff.
Shinigami will consider it as a maniac, but onto the top lane they move it forward. Beelzebub, that will be the Reaper who takes in so much damage from the turret, will be going down. Picked off is there. He wants to make a play. Okay, he does makes a play. Looks like Bid also jumps in. Not the right moment to jump out. The walls being the greatest enemy. But onto the bot lane though, it's just fights going on every single way. They are just not stopping. But Inaki though, I feel like they should take a breather. They should actually take a moment to actually get their priorities right, given the fact that they are losing members left and right.
Exactly so. And the Irithel and the Moskov matchup at the moment is very, very equal, because just the moment that Irithel lands her first kill physical penetration to reduce that physical defense, her damage just skyrockets. But then once the Moskov jumps in, he has the more amount of attacks. But look at the box here, just zoning so far away, and Crisis also playing it very safe, waiting for those items to come in for the actual power spike which he needs. Because at the moment, Moskov and Farsa, they are the ones with the better power spike.
That's true. That's true. Now, on to the other hand, Zozo, though, he is just moving around the whole map, making sure to cover every single area. Bed, on to the other hand, I really like how he's giving up the backup for picked off to make sure that the sets will be there. But Shinigami, too farmed up, Circling Eagle coming in.
Exactly, and we can see Art trying to go for the play, fails at it, but Johan secures a kill onto the back. Shia tries to go in for Zozo right there. He is going for the chase. Purify gets baited out but has to back off. 3 kills for 1 in favor of Team Anarchy this time. They did get a little bit of their goal lead back, trying to recover the losses, but this is far from over. The main damage dealers, they are still alive, but look at the Moskov going in for that solo kill onto Julian right at the back. Tries to go in once again. Farsa with the damage with a feather airstrike. Crisis here gets the killing spree though. He has the damage, gets stunned by the Spear of Misery. Art trying to go in for a play, tries to get the Moskov, but he is just too fast. Dashes away to safety.
In Can we look at the items? So I believe Moscow does have the Trinity build already up for himself with the Demon Hunter sword. I believe, but let's see. Okay, just a little bit far away, but the corrosion sight as well as the golden stuff is just enough for his damage to pop off 6,000 gold, almost there. Irital has a higher gold level as of now. You're talking about 200 to 300, yet yet they need a good setup for Lafu Kabi. It is getting easier for the Moscow to jump in at the last moment, especially when they are all low, as well as for Shinigami as well. He is the one who's just sweeping up his crumbs left by his teammates, which is a good sign. That's the Suyu. That's the work for the Suyu, that how he should be running around. But at the same time, bottom lane, the Lords marching in, Lafukabi with the higher goal lead. I believe they will be at least trying to take down the inhibitors.
Okay, look at the tsunami slam. Art once again with the play onto Suyo finds a kill before the Lord comes in. So this might just be a successful defense. Kimi also getting a bit of her damage online. Art tried to go in a four-man knock-up. Beautiful play coming in by Art right there, but gets melted down by the Moscow. Dice the vengeance by Bilzy. But Bilzy will also live to see another day. Bid chasing along with Crisis. They zone Farsa and Bakshia away. The Lord has been successfully defended with just one tower falling prey. But as we can see, things aren't looking so well for Lafukabi right now. They need to get back on track because Anarchy, they are getting those powers back. Now towards the late game, if you CC the Moscow once, the Kimi and the Irithal are going to pop off.
I agree with you, Sarah, on that. But at the same time, you're talking about the Suyu being farmed up as well. The snowball is there onto his hand, so could be easier to to get a hold onto the Kimi or even to the Irithel as well. Irithel, I believe that's a little bit hard, but for Kimi, could be there a bit though. His positioning is very, very good. Look at him; he's just safe. He just knows that the members from Lafukabi are there, and he's just waiting it out so that they won't pounce on him. As of now, both of the teams, Anarchy will be soon having that power spike. With Crisis, they are having it, but Crisis is not getting the opening, which is a bad sign. But let's see though, if they are able to take down the Bakshia as well, the Bakshia being the front liner, and plus the Matilda giving the mobility, it's just working so well for them. And let's not forget, Art is just getting caught. His HP is just getting chunked down so much that he is not able to make a tsunami slam.
Exactly, so that's the only disadvantage of picking up Akelia. You are very squishy, but look at Art though. Once again, the Tsunami Slam comes in on the right target, but there is no one to deal some damage. Moscow trying to go in once again. Bilzy being left as the sole survivor in the middle of five people. David the Vengeance does not save him, getting caught out very low. Moscow with the Rose Gold and the Flask of Oasis passive saves him. Crisis falls. Three people falling prey
So
in that team fight.
Crisis. Crisis falling down is really a problem for the side of Team Anarchy. For them, Crisis is a glue. He's a very quick right here. If he's down, it's going to go all loose for the side. It's like he's like the bridge, he's like the holder. The balance of this bridge. If he's down, they are going to have a little bit of a problem with the lane clearance, but with the Lord advantage into the hands of Lafukabi. I'm interested to see how many inhibitors they will be taking it down. Moon Knight also just waiting for his team to strike down, but again into the team fight, it wasn't very overwhelming as we have seen just a few minutes ago. Into the mid lane, the pool is there. They're trying to see what lane comes in first to make sure not to lose anything. But Shinigami, other plans are already in. 12 minutes have passed down. That means no tower passive. What are they going to do?
Look at that, the tsunami slam once more onto the Suyo, but there is simply no backup being given to Art. A lack of sync coming in, Bilzy getting melted along with Art, killing spree for Moonlight right there. Crisis finds the kill on towards the Matilda, but will get taken down by Shinigami. Moonlight with the double kill and the base all in hands of Lafu Kabi as they take max one with the lead. Scoreboard 1-0 in their favor.
Believe our host Ray is here with us. Hello, Ray. Welcome back.
1 point for the Buckshot, two more left. That's what I'm gonna say
Yeah.
for now. Let's see
Yes,
if it goes
sir.
game number three because it's really nice. Lafu Kabi has been inactive into the tournament scene for quite a long while, but it's really nice that they're kind of making a comeback right now. They're showing why they were a mythic team right from the beforehand, and it's really nice that they're really giving a good competition against Anarchy, which also has a bunch of strong players in their roster. So I'm looking forward to what happens in game number two. And overall, looking at the results and everything, yeah, I feel like maybe my Baksha prediction is going to go bad because the Baksha is going to get banned out because there's no way they're going to give out this tank anymore. Other than that, obviously, the Farsa as well as the Moskov played a very crucial role in having the range and the damage being dished out. On the other hand, just like Sarah mentioned, I love that she mentioned about the Kalia thing. Kalia roam is, at least in my opinion, not a good thing because if you're gonna do that, you need someone, another tank to initiate, and even then, it's not the best option. So I feel like her pushing her into XP lane is so much better, but even then, it's a little bit situational. But let's see what happens. So far, I also like the Kimi mid lane, but yeah, that's about it. But game number two begins immediately, looks like. No stopping here because we want to see Zozo perform and maybe even get his first clean sweep in the Swiss stages, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to the Mythic Showdown. And the winner obviously gets the spot into the two finalists will get the spot in the regional tournament. So every victory counts as it's a stepping stone towards that grand finals. But for now, this is round two of the Swiss stages, day three, Lafu Kabi Anarchy match number two as well. So let's see which teams takes it over. And of course, we have our beautiful casters, Sarah and Peachy. Take it over from here.
Let's
Thank you,
go. Let's
Ray.
go. Game two.
Yes, we are back into game number
I
two.
love that you're in sync. You both of you just respond at the same time. Besties material right here.
It's just the
The
Peachy and
energy is
Sarah
up,
thing.
bro.
Yep.
Let's go. I'm curious though. I mean, as Ray mentioned, the Baksha could be there. Highly possible they should. With the putting Baksha on the MVP. If they don't, they have to pick it up.
Exactly. That Baksha in ranks tournaments, Grim, he is just such a win condition type of hero at the moment. You can flex him into the jungle, the EXP, and even the roam. Like, he is so good and so tanky. And the only thing which can possibly melt him is a strong DHS marksman, probably carry or Moskov at best. But even then, if you make up a blade armor and have a strong damage dealer, magic damage dealer on your side, even that isn't a big threat for you. So obviously, Anarchy needs to pick or ban the Bakshia right here. But obviously, I think Lafkabi knows the potential of what this hero holds, and they will be the ones to just ban the way.
Agreed. Now that the Anarchy are there with the bands, let's see what they pick it up. Now the Kimi could be a band coming in from their side since they are in the blue and they don't want to give it away. For Crisis, the Irithel was a good choice, but them just switching up the lanes, putting a Irithel against a Bakshia was really a problem, and which something the whole team wasn't expecting. But here we are, Matilda being also one of the chokehold right there into the last game, being banned off. Understandable though, but this game around, I feel like it should be the marksman who could be focused.
Exactly. That is what they should be focusing on, actually, because that's just kind of how the meta is at the moment. Obviously, going through some changes and there are experiments going on, but then again, nothing really that we can predict that well, can we? But as we can see, Anarchy with the Matilda ban, they could be going in with the Jukshin ban for themselves. And Lafu Kabi, meanwhile, 1 point in lead, has banned out on the chip once more, completely denying Art of his perfect comfort pick. They do not want any kind of threats in the game. On towards the next banning phase, though, we should be able to see the Baxia ban, or probably even the Kimi, the Phobias, or the Garotkacha ban.
This game around should be there, or maybe Team Anarchy should pick it up. The backlane presence was too strong for Lafu Kabi with Zozo onto the Farsa. This time around, the Farsa should be again a priority for them. But the Barang though, I'm not liking it into the game number one as well. Maybe for the side of Team Anarchy, this is one of the hero that they don't want to face. It definitely it is annoying. You have the walls in front of you. You're trying. You have to spend resources such as the flicker, the purify, just to get away from it. And plus, when you pair it up with heroes such as who can give the chain CC, like a Kimi or probably even the Suyu works very well. It's definitely going to be a death right there. But okay, mentioning Ray right here, it's mandatory right now. I do have to mention that it is Ray's wife.
Thank you.
Exactly. Ray's wife has been banned out of this game, so he is kind of sad at the moment that he won't be able to see her in action. But as we can see, the bans look very similar to
I see
that
her
of
in
the
action,
first
all right.
game. Okay. You're very smooth with that. Good job, Ray. But then again, like we were saying, the bans are similar to the first game. Is Anarchy going to change something up? Are they going to go ahead with the Phobius or the Lucas ban right here? And is Lafu Kabi going to ban out on the Baxia? We really need to see what they do here.
They are trying to open up the Berkshire right here for Anarchy. Maybe they want to put that into the EXP lane, if not for the jungle. But let's see in this game what does it happens or not. Very similar bans coming in from Anarchy. I'm not sure why going in for the Joy as well could be countered there with a little bit with a Kaja or maybe a surprise pick such as a Franco. It can be balanced out though. The whole team composition can be balanced out with a Franco, but it's not a popular pick anymore. It's not something that our team really tends to pick it up.
Exactly. And the Joy band, though, it is, like you mentioned, a kind of a sketchy band because she can be countered if the team is just doing well in general. But then again, Anarchy not willing to take any risks. They could secure the Baxia right here for themselves. The Kimi has been banned out, so there isn't going to be much of the shred, and that is exactly what they do. They secure the Baxia. I think BG has a bit of a network issue. Apologies for that. But as we can see, Lafu Kabi, they are here though. They still have quite some goated picks left open. Those of the goat can pick up on one of his heroes. But will we be seeing a double Garot Kaja plus Phobius comp right here? Even the Kalia is left open. And are the drafts going to be reversed in this game with Anarchy picking up the Baxia and Lafu Kabi with the CC or the Kalia? But no, they secure the Lucas right away along with the Moskov on towards the goal lane, not willing to let Crisis pick up on his comfort hero even once. But as we can see, it is going quite smoothly at the moment, and Anarchy, they are looking to pick up on their possible EXP or roam along with the mid lane right now.
Okay, again, looking at the Moscow, they need to give it a good shutdown. Now that the Harit is not banned, I want to see a Harit coming in from Crisis. We know he plays it out very good on that and could be a very good hero as well. And you're talking about how Lucas is there. Could the Chrono Dashers will be helping him to actually dodge it out? But no, that's not the case. That is not the case. Once again, Valentina coming into the play. We do see a EXP pick, so highly possible that is a mage Valentina. Oh, but Lafu Kabi though. Okay. I do see what they are holding under their sleeves. This time around, they don't want to go with a assassin jungler, but the glue being an addition is going to be so much, the deal breaker for Anarchy though. The front lanes are going to get annoyed. The back lanes, same thing though. But I want to see how the Phobius will be able to reach up to the Moscow.
Exactly, that is the entire problem because right now it is only the Bakshia who can roll right into Moscow on towards the back line because other than that, they do not have that kind of a dive potential. Even the Phobius, his ultimate literally goes in wherever he aims, and if he cannot aim the Moskov, who has a secure positioning during the team fights, it is going to be a game changer for the side of Anarchy, and those team fights will prove to be much harder than they actually are. On towards the second banning phase, though, we can see the Kalia getting banned out instantly. We could probably see an Irital ban coming in as well, but as of right now, once again, Anarchy will try to ban out on a mage and possibly a roam.
The mate should be there. For Zozo, I believe this time around Eve should be getting banned. Something like a Eve or even the Farsa could be a very good thing, a very good hero that they can actually ban. Selena, yup, but okay, interestingly enough, they went in for the Katot Kacha. Even if they give out the Katot Kacha, oh, never mind. They are trying to get, they got the Valentina trust for the Lucas. They just want to make sure that this Valentina won't be taking up any more ults, because if this is too much ult, Valentina's gonna get confused.
Exactly, that is the good strategy right there. Just focus your mage onto one hero and let her utilize that to her full potential. But as we can see, Lafu Kabi, they do pick up on the Xavier, quite a decent choice because he can immobilize them as well as have the shred which is needed along with the Moskov once the wishing lantern has been built up. And as we can see, Johan, as well as I think that's going to be Beelzebub, who is on towards the EXP, is there for the EXP lane, and they will be looking to pick up on their heroes. Oh, sorry. The Phobius is already on towards the EXP, so it's just going to be a jungle and a gold lane pick that is going to be coming in from the side of Anarchy.
Okay, jungle coming in. I still, I'm just putting in 20% of my votes that this Bakshia would be a. Yep, yeah, Rome, and my question and my all my curiosity will be answered with this Nolan pick. Quite an interesting hero. Haven't seen that in a long time. Agreed, it can reach up to the Moscow, but there are too many possibilities that this Nolan can be stopped. But the Zozo, though, he has to uh, position himself very, very safely. On top of that, they have paired up with the Granger. That too, the Crisis.
Yes, Crisis finally gets one of his comfort picks, which is going to be the Granger. And against the Lucas, Xavier, and even the Moscow to a certain extent, the Granger is pretty effective. And the Nolan, though, I am a bit skeptical about that because how effective is a Nolan against three frontliners from the side of Lafukabi? That is going to be the major question in this game.
Like, yeah, he can reach up to the Xavier, he can reach up to Moscow, but the Chow jumps in. It's the Chow. They have to get worried about the Chow, the Granger, the Valentina, the Nolan. These three heroes, they cannot initiate. They have to make sure that the Chow, his kick is out of the way. If his kick is not, they'll have to worry about it. They'll have to be in the bushes, making sure that he's just, uh, let's not get caught up by the kick. And if they do, the chain CC is just going to jump down. But here we are into the land of Dawn. Second match of the day. You're talking about Lafu Kabi versus Anarchy. While Anarchy are trying to still hold on to the rope, trying to push it to game number 3, all these questions will be answered in this game.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back into game number 2. Is this going to be a match of mid gap once more, or is Bid going to step up and show his prowess as to why he is the mid laner for one of the best squads in the country? We will be witnessing it right here. And as we can see, that early poke already coming in by Zozo as well as Hectic on towards Bid. Otherwise, it is a pretty neutral battlefield at the moment. Both of these teams just looking for those regular rotations and focusing on the farm, the early farm, which is actually needed from the side of Anarchy, so that Granger gets the time he needs to scale up properly.
That's true. As of now, Neeraj as well, he's just trying to make sure that someone on the other will be out of the place. So the almost there. Okay, he moves in.
Oh, look at that. Nolan gets the ice retribution effect onto him, has to back off. But that also means that Lucas, he didn't even use his ultimate, and that is already the early damage potential which he has, which Anarchy really needs to look out for. Because if the Nolan gets picked off like that, it is going to be quite the difficult game for the side of Anarchy. But like we are saying, it is all going to be a matter of strategy for both of these teams, because look at Nolan, he is trying to get those damage coming in, but the side of Lafu Kabi, they are just so mobile, except for the Xavier, that they can literally go in and out of the team fights anytime they want.
Yep, and with that, the turtle is here. You're talking about the first turtle of this game. Lafu Kabi and Anarchy, they will be trying to get a very good contest on that. I really like how Hectic is trying to get level 4. Just few seconds, he will be there. Zozo as well as the Reaper already at level 4. But oh, Moon Knight will. Oh, I like the dodge, but unfortunately, he is the first blood.
That's just how grinders played. You spam your ultimates, but look at on towards the turtle side. Bit tries to go in the beast form. Nolan getting caught into that fight, steps right into Glue's puddle and will be taken down. Zozo is caught out very low and he is playing from very, very safe range. Bit still very healthy along with the Baxia there to tank it all up. But Bit though, he has to be careful. He uses the glue ultimate right onto Glue himself and secures the kill, while Zozo takes the revenge onto Baxia instead. A very, very fair situation right now because both of these teams equal trades.
And with that, I really like how both of the teams are not going in for the turtle. There is a Hectic trying to come in. Mira's trying to dodge the Dawning Light, but oh, Shinigami with the perfect retribution. He goes in with the blast.
And look at Crisis though on towards the goal lane. He got another kill, he secured it, and Phobius though once again tanking a lot of it. Art also trying to deal as much damage as possible, but the Dawning Light comes in a perfect accuracy and takes down the Baxia. Shinigami though will be caught out very low. Bilzy trying to look for a chase but will be ulted by Glue instead, but the flick play comes in. He actually managed to secure that kill onto the Lucas while Crisis takes down the tier 1 on towards the top lane. Smart play by Bilzy right there. And Crisis though, again, the killing spree has been secured by him.
Look, he's on a 3 kill already, which is crazily enough for his power spike to get boosted up by 100%. I really like that how the Granger in a 1v1 situation, not 1v2 situation, not 2v2 situation, trying to get it a bit of hectic though.
Exactly, and even Hector gets caught out so low under 5 minutes of the game. That just shows what Crisis is capable of once you give him his comfort. This is why Lafu banned out the Granger in the previous game, but now that he has it, he has the Hunter Strike, he has the Sky Piercer. If you take a look at the items, I think so. And that is just so enough for a Granger to get that early power spike. That Shred is going to be coming in from the Fury Hammer, and he is just going to be melting down even Cho as well as Glue once the team fight begins. And right now, he is just stacking up. And the more time you give him, he is just going to keep getting stronger. And the only hope from the side of Lafu Kabi is going to be the Moscow. But look at that, the Glue with the flicker play, Crisis flickers out of the team fight, Beast form, Lucas tries to go in for the chase, misses the ultimate, and 1v1, they are using up their utilities. Baxia finds a kill onto Zozo, has been finally taken down, mega kill for Crisis onto that team fight, along with the double onto Hectic.
Crisis is still alive, even though he is the one getting chased out left and right, picked off, looking quite low onto the same time. But I believe three members, almost four, closing it down. He gives it up near those inhibitors. Now that Lafu Kabi are going on a spiral downwards, they'll have to make sure the Moon Knight will be getting farmed up. But a good attempt coming in from the Moscow. But Miraj, with that perfect retribution, he does get it on time though. Spear of Misery, just a second, just a second. If it was there, I believe they could have gotten it. But Anarchy, they got it in their hands.
Exactly. So finally, Johan actually manages to win that retribution. Obviously, there was no competition for him in this one. There was no Shinigami to compete with the retreat, so he just secured it by himself. But okay, he has to retreat out of that middle lane situation. Three people, and he is playing it safe. But look at the Baxia. Goes in for the engage and misses Zozo, but finds glue. But Zozo will be taken away by Phobius as well as Bid. So, Way of the Dragon? Okay, he just saved Bugs here from imminent death. Moonlight though trying to secure those turrets on towards the bottom lane. Wilsey, he is there. Will he find? He actually finds. He does find Moon Knight. And what is going to be here? Okay, the entire team of Team Anarchy is here. And they take down Moon Knight right away. A little bit of too much of an extent coming in. Bid playing very well on towards the mid lane, perfectly defending it. But Lafu Kabi has started what every losing team does. They have started to split down on the lanes and take down the turrets as much as possible. But Anarchy is also doing the same. So this is really going to come down as to how the enemy team scales up right now.
That's true. This time around, it is Anarchy who are sitting on the upper hand with the goal difference and also with the kills as well. I am really fearful for this Granger, though the crisis just already farmed up is just looking super fine. They'll have to let the Lucas try to find him into the back lanes, but even with not having the advantage of the mobility, yes, you may argue that the Granger does have his second skill, but even if he uses it up, the cooldown is on the higher second. He has to rely on his flicker as well. So he's just saving it up, which is a good sign that he is well aware of when to jump in and when not to.
Exactly. And the Lord is already up. But look at the box here, trying to find that Moskov in the worst of situations. The Revitalize saves him. Granger already with that burst damage comes in very handy, melting down the Cho like he's nothing. Even though I think Cho has been building up on the anti-cuirass on the first lot of the game. The Lord advantage, it is with Anarchy this time as they manage to maintain their 6k goal lead. Beautiful rotations, beautiful engages by the Baxia. And like Ray and you mentioned, PG, Baxia is the win condition. Play Baxia, everyone.
It is for it's just suddenly started it. We are not quite there with the tank meta as well, but I'm really liking how members are playing it very creatively into the okay.
Okay, Hectic with the wrong kick once more, but the Baxia does find the glue, and they will be looking to take down the tier 2 on towards the mid lane, while Nolan needs to look for the pickoffs onto Zozo. Instead, the waves has been cleared, but the turret's not taken down. But look at the Baxia gets caught out low, will be taken down because of turret damage. Nolan goes into the backline, finds Lucas, misses Zozo by an inch, but that is okay, 1-for-1. But here, the glue, he is far into enemy territory. Is he going to make it out alive? He doesn't. Legendary for Crisis right there. He finds the kills he needs.
Okay, what a game coming in from the side of Team Anarchy. They are setting their eyes on the crystal, making sure that they want it no matter what. 17 kills already picked up. This really looks like a deja vu from the game number 1, but this time around it is the Anarchy with the upper hand. I'm really liking how the path is just going in for Anarchy, but they are treading on the red path. For me, the red path is the late game. You are letting a Moscow go into the late game. I don't like it. You cannot do that. It's the Moscow. Even though he's on a 0-4-0, God forbid he does get a power spike somehow. If his items are all up, but here we are getting a fun fact about Tigreal this time. And on to the other hand, Hectic.
But look at that, Hectic tries to go in for the flicker play but misses, and immediately the legendary comes in from Crisis once more. Baxia, look at the melt coming in just because of the Baxia onto the Lucas. Double for Crisis right there, trying to go in, trying to find the glue in the middle of all of it. Nolan misses the ultimate by just a centimeter, but will be backing right off. Moscow's Spear of Despair doesn't hold, it doesn't connect. Zozo gets caught out low, Baxia in the middle of it. Phoebus flickers in, goes in for the knockup. A misplay by this team, maybe because that's a double kill. Oh, and look at Bid onto with the back line. Tries to go in, finds one, gets back out with the flicker. And Crisis, he has picked up on the Wind of Nature. This is just going to get easy and easier.
Two kills already down. Anarchy, it is a sign that they should back off. Crisis 10-0-3. This guy is just not going to stop. And with that, the Lord is up. I believe Bid is all alone though. He cannot tread on that path. But Lafu Kabi, eyes set on to the Lord. They are waiting it out. But Reaper with the first one to take him down. Neeraj will he be able to make a
Johan, you cannot find the red tree when the Cho has used up the way of the dragon on you, but Crisis secures the Lord, gets the Maniac, gets the Savage. This is Crisis for you, everyone. This is Team Anarchy, taking game number 2 with complete domination in their hands. This is the match to remember. The base is Anarchy's.
game coming in. The Granger absolute bonkers. And Anarchy, yep, they hold on to the rope and takes it to the game number 3. Ray, welcome back.
Hello, hello. I'm sorry. I was just looking at those two glues staring at each other. It was a funny scene at the end. But overall, honestly, the last time actually Zozo picked up the Xavier, I think he won that game because he was able to like use the Zozo to the max potential, But overall, this time around, honestly, the Baksha effect is real. I feel like the Baksha was definitely creating a lot of differences in those team fights as well as those rotations. I mean, that's the whole thing that many people are picking up. And also, prices snowballing that hard on a Granger, it's extremely hard to make a comeback after that point. I mean, people make a comeback with the Granger once he gets farmed up. So once he gets snowballed, it's extremely hard to make any form of possible return. But overall, it was still, I would say, not the best performance this time around. I feel like the Granger and the Baksha could have been a little bit too much for the hands of course, Lafu Kabi. And this pushes us into game number 3. Just like I said, it's gonna be game three games, right? If they pick up the Baksha 3 times as well, it would be pretty interesting that I just basically predicted the whole game. But I think it's not gonna be the case because in both of these games, both of these teams have realized, hey, the Baksha is a issue, and right now that sides will be swapped. I think Anarchy is not gonna let it slide and just gonna ban it out this time around. So let's see what happens into the game number 3. What's your input on it, Peachy?
They should be banning Anarchy. I don't believe they will be able to pick it up since they are not onto the blue side. But again, they are very keen on banning the Barang as well as the Joy being one of their main heroes. This time around, the Joy should go.
And what about you,
Yes.
Sarah?
Yeah, I agree with what PG said. Even I mentioned in the previous draft that Joy, she is she is okay. Like if you can play her and your team supports you, go ahead. But wasting a ban for the Joy, not really necessary with the amount of other options that you have just to counter that hero. But we are back into the draft for game number 3, the match point decider. So we will be seeing Lafu Kabi going to repeat their first game draft, or at least trying to do the same, because that is where they really won. Anarchy though, they definitely need to look into banning the Baxia this time, not wanting to let Lafu Kabi pick up their comfort heroes.
Would be the case. Lawful Kabi once again with the chip 3 times in a row. They don't want it open. They don't want any flank potential on their hands. I really like it that they, respect the chip, but at this time around, the Granger should be on the cards for them. The Granger, the Berkshire, and I believe this game we will be looking at and had it coming in.
Exactly. Lafu Kabi has been consistently banning out on the Harith and both the previous games, so we could be seeing that once more. Chip ban count 3 this time, and Baxia ban count, it should be 1 by the side of Anarchy, but no, they still go ahead with the Matilda ban, and possibly the Phobius ban going to be coming in next.
Highly possible, but the glue is open. Last game, the Anarchy did get reminded of the glue that they can also pick it up, and Alafu Kabi will not go in for the first pick glue. So, in a way that it could be open, or will Anarchy try to get the hands on their barang?
Exactly. The Badang pick here is also quite good, especially on towards the EXP. The roam also good, but then again, the front line becomes a bit squishy for whichever thing picks up on that hero. So we will really have to see what Lapukabi does this time. And oh, they go ahead with the Kalia ban. Quite influential in the first game, I think, played by Art right there. And this time around, it does get banned out by Lapukabi, just like game number 2. This time, though, Anarchy, are you going ahead with your Joy and Phobias ban once more, or are you looking to ban out of the Baxia? The biggest question remains.
I'm curious to know though. I want to see the Bakshia getting banned. Come on, man. Just the game number one should have been enough to know what the Bakshia just holds. And also, you guys have played it in your team. So, yep, it should be just a reminder. So, yep, there we go. Finally, Anaki knowing what kind of a power that Bakshia holds in this game series. With that, Lafukabi, once again, it should be a marksman.
Exactly, they should be banning out on the Harith, possibly like they have been doing, or even the Joy. I think they did that as well. Or the Padang. Anything is possible at the moment, and whatever they ban out, 2 or more picks will be left open for Anarchy to pick up in the second phase. They go ahead with Ray's wife getting banned out once more. Ray's wife ban count 3 as well, along with the chip. So obviously, we won't be seeing her. Only Ray has special access to her. But okay, Anarchy though, what are they going to ban out, Peachy?
Curious to know this time around. Maybe since the Baksha is banned, what if Lafukabi wants to take the Granger onto their hands? They can let Moon play it up, but at the same time, they did not ban the Irithel. They Anarchy can also make a quick pick, a first pick to take down the Irithel on their hands as well. So it is a kind of a tricky situation for Lafukabi for what they pick at the first. They want to pick something which will be needing a little bit of a mobility, since Lafu Kabi are very keen on taking the map control, but I best believe the joy has went away. And this game, maybe it's going to be a Lucas first pick.
Exactly. That is what I was thinking in my head as well. Right now, the Lucas is open for Lavokabi. Are they going to repeat that pick? The Lucas was the one who did quite well in the previous game, stealing away those retributions from Johan. Quite the skill issue. But then again, that Lucas gets picked up once more. But how is Anarchy going to answer that? They still have the Garut Kacha for the EXP, they still have the Kimi in the mid lane, and they still have an Iritel in the gold lane. So it is all going to be a matter of priority onto what Anarchy wants their members to pick up.
Kimmy is going to get a problem though this time around. I really believe Kimmy will be the problem, but Bid though can make the play or maybe push a Kimmy onto the goal lane. Crisis doesn't seems very fond of the Kimmy. I haven't seen them around, so maybe or maybe not. That could be a possibility. So let's just put in 10% on that. But at the same time, the Moscow still open. There's Irithel, there's Granger. Anarchy can actually take up Granger as their second pick.
Exactly. Like, what if Anarchy just disregards everything and locks in onto Crisis Ranger in the first 2 picks itself? But okay, they won't be doing that. They pick up on the Phobius once more, they pick up on the Valentina once more, and this time around, Lafukabi has to strategize better. Are they going to deny the Granger pick from Anarchy and let Moon Knight pick up on that hero for themselves? Or are they going to trade it off with something else? The Hylos Garut Kacha, both those heroes still very much open. The Selena open in the mid lane for Zozo to pick up. So what is it going to be for the side of Lafu Kabi? That is what we will be requiring to see right now as they pick up on their second and third hero. Most possibly it is going to be the EXP and the Mage.
Okay, interested to know what kind of a maze that they bring around against a Valentina. Now, Valentina, though, somewhere around along the lines, I feel like this could be a force pick coming in. Every single time you see a Locust, you pick up the Valentina. Some matches it was a force.
Yep, we'll have Peachy right back with us. But as we were talking about it, the Nathan get picked up by Lafu Kabi. That is, I think, a debut in the Mythic Showdown. The first time that this hero has been picked up by any team. That too in the Swiss stages. But we can see the Hylos being locked in by the side of Lafu Kabi. Quite the good counter for not exactly a counter, but that hero plays quite well in the EXP lane against the Phobius because of that constant slowdown. But Crisis, though, not taking any risks, locks in onto the Granger right away. He's like, ban whatever you want after this, but give me my Granger. I don't want my heroes banned out once more. And this time around, Team Anarchy, they do not even need to ban out on the Irithel, Harriet, or 1-1 at all because Nathan has already been locked by the side of Lafu Kabi. Obviously. But then again, Anarchy here, what are they going to ban out? Will they ban out on an EXP? Yes, they ban out the CC to not let Bilzy have any issues on towards the EXP lane. They would also be looking to ban out on the Selena, most probably, just to deny Zozo of his comfort hero. Onto the side of Lafu Kabi, though, they would be looking to ban out on the jungle picks now that the EXP goal lane as well as mid lane has been secured by Team Anarchy. It is only going to be the Hayabusa getting banned out, most possibly the Joy getting banned out next, or maybe even the Alpha, just to not let Johan counter the Lucas and the Hylos. But as we can see, things are just so dicey at the moment because you ban out one, you are left with another good pick right open there. Ray, you say something.
No, I was just since you were alone with me, I
Ah,
wanted to just give you company overall. And your predictions are definitely right. They just don't go with this. They make sure that Zozo doesn't get his hands into the Selena over here. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think this is a Nathan debut. Maybe he was played once in Wildcard, but yeah, definitely as Swiss stages, this is his debut. And it's interesting that it's coming in from Lafu Kabi. So let's see how it performs. One thing is for sure, the Granger kind of wins the lane, especially due to the poking, obviously. But let's see how it figures out. Last ban left for Lafu Kabi before there's a pick, of course. What do you think it's going to be? I think it's obviously going to be a jungle. What do you have in mind, Sarah?
I do feel it is the jungle, quite literally, like you were saying, because that is the only good option which Lafukabi can ban out.
Okay.
But okay, I was just thinking that Art would play the God of Kaja in the Rome, but that is what they ban out. This is some kind of a caster's thought curse, not even something I said, but okay.
Manifestation. You
Manifestation!
manifested. You
Exactly!
manifested.
And we will be now seeing Anarchy trying to pick up on something. They might just give Juhan that S5 pick so that he can lock in onto a jungle that is comfortable with, but also counters the hero picks of Team Lafukabi. Art, though, here, he should be going in for a setup kind of tank along with the Valentina, maybe the Tigreal, or
Yeah.
worst comes to worst, they go ahead with the Florine and Fredrin combo.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking that the options are basically limited out right now, especially against a high loss. They can just go for okay, going for definitely. I mean, doing the justice to his name, picking up a pick off hero, and that's Jawhead. It's interesting, and it will work. It will definitely overwhelm Nathan, because right now Nathan spell is gonna be really crucial. If he picks up Purify, he's gonna get screwed over by the Phobius. If he picks up the Flicker, he's gonna get screwed over by the Jawhead. The timing and the defensive positioning is gonna be mattering much more. So in a way, this Jawhead actually really makes sense. The only reason I forget him sometimes because his appearance has gone down significantly lately, right? Especially because the other tanks kinda, especially the Baxia, has been taking the spotlight away from him. But since he's banned right now, this is a really good pick, and it's a good classic pick for the Hands of Art as well. So let's see how Zozo over here responds back, because Farsa shouldn't be honestly an option, because Farsa, Louis, Eve, all of them, they pick up. The Valentina is just gonna take it for themselves, and oh my god, Zozo comes in with a signature classic pick, the good old reliable Baynox. I call her Baynox. She's also one of my favorites, but I feel like she just lacks the crowd control department. And would Franco be enough, Sarah? What do you think? Because I feel like it is good damage. It's just that her range, her damage, like this girl has been nerfed to oblivion by the developers.
Exactly so. And like Lunox, she's good in everything, but the Granger can move away with the movement speed which he gets because of the Hunter Strike. The Valentina can dash away, not once but twice. Phobius as well as Jawhead just tanky enough. And Johan on his signature pick, the Yi Sun Shin. One of the
Oh
best
my
Yi Sun
god.
Shin users of India is on his main. So we are really going to be enjoying this match. Both the teams on their comfort picks. Like, you know what truly defines comfort? Those kind of picks right here. Two amazing drops and the decider game. We are in for an adventure.
Absolutely. And of course, Peachy, if you're back, you can take it over with Sarah. And of course, jump into the game, the final one, the third one, obviously. Just like I predicted, it was going to go 3 games, and it did. I'm glad my prediction came right. But of course, didn't see 3 Bakshas. But hey, at least saw 2. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn. And Sarah, Peachy, take it over from here.
Let's go.
Yeah, Peachy, go for it.
I am surprised to see the Franco. I am very much surprised. I was talking about that into the game number 2, and this time around they pick it up. Yeah, okay, we are in for a treat today.
And you know what these people are going to be doing? It's just going to be the Franco and the Lunox walking all over the map. And the Franco, Flicker Ult, Lunox, Dark Ultimate, poop,
Exactly.
boom, just kill them all. And that is going to be the entire game strategy for the side of Lafu Kabi. But then again, we will have to see how Art decides to counter that. Oh, close, oh, Flicker. Oh, okay. I think Hectic had a moment of delusion in his mind and he thought he had hooked Johan, but there goes a wasted flicker right under the 2-minute mark. But on towards the top side, the high lows, but okay, the ejector comes in towards the mid lane. Zozo still very low. Bid, you had the damage. Can you do it? No, you can't. The heal was just a little too much coming in by the Lunox, and Zozo will live to see another day. But okay, Hectic loses his life, had wasted away the flicker just a minute earlier, and now he pays the price. Has been taken down by Ard right in the river area before the first turtle has even spawned.
Well, till then,
And-
obviously, I'll cover you,
Yes.
Sarah, of course. And this match is obviously going to be interesting because we were discussing about comfort picks overall, the Lunox and, of course, the Yishin Shin. And so far, at least 1 kill went into the hands of Anarchy, and the turtle has spawned in as well. I'm just going to be honest with you. I feel like Yishin Shin, not a lot of people play it. Like, this guy has not been exactly the meta hero for 10 seasons, yet he's also, whenever he's picked, he doesn't lose. How does that happen? This guy is, like, anybody who's basically good at Yushin at late game, he's an absolute beast. So it's a possible scenario. They can, like, Johan right now can go for. I have actually seen him play, and it is really amazing what he can do, accomplish. His farming speed and rotations are really on point. So let's see if he's able to secure his turtle and give his team slight nudge a bit of advantage overall. Vision given. Let's see what happens. There's a high loss. The glorious pathway coming in.
But the Volvia is also right there with the ultimate. Balesy stops them right on their spot though. The hook connects onto Balesy, so not very useful. And they find the kill onto Hylos right away along with Shinigami getting taken down. Zozo has to use up his Dark Ultimate, but he is not going to survive. That is a 4-man wipeout. Nathan and Franco trying to look for something. Moon Knight will get stunned in the middle of all that, and he gets taken down as well. A complete wipeout along with the turtle. 6-0 scoreboard under the 4-minute mark.
Oh, might just
But
be 7.
it's not over. My goodness, it's not over. With that ultimate copied from the Franco right away. Just kill after kill after kill.
07. It's literally the salute emoji. Oh, looks like it's gonna be 08, is it? No. Do they respond back? No, they are not able to do so. Or do they?
They can't. He just manages to escape Art with that lucky little escape. Zozo was trying to camp in there for a bit, but Bid saw him moving into the bush. So obviously, Bid now trying to look for that engage onto the red buff area. They are trying to search for the Nathan there, just to let Crisis have that early buff, which he already has actually. He's on 202, is making up on the Thunder. The Hunter Strike, and obviously Team Anarchy this time around, they are just on top of the mountains at the moment.
Absolutely. And 07 basically already cements your snowball capabilities, and that basically means Anarchy is here for blood. They're here for the kills, and having that much lead. Okay, Bid is even going for the damage build, not going for that crowd control. Sorry, the CD reduction one. So that basically means he's confident that he can dish out the damage. So oh, is it going to be an ultimate? Do they want to go for the Phobias? They do commit to it.
Yes, they do. And there goes Zozo, but the Vengeance comes in. Vengeance play coming in by Beelzy. He is sustaining in the middle of 3 people, and he manages to make it out of that, even with Zozo using up everything. Just the Lucas who was there with that weird little rotation from towards the backside. Johan though is going to be caught out by the Hylos here. He has to escape. He has the dash to run away, and he does, but Art with the back off. He will find the kill onto the Hylos. Moon Knight trying to look for something onto Johan, but Johan will be able to escape it onto the top side though. Bid will be taken down by the Lucas, but Moon Knight once again here will be marked by Crisis, who finds the killing spree once more. Lucas is also going to be there. He is too far into enemy territory to escape from that situation. This is going to be another kill for Crisis right away, just feeding the kills onto Granger.
And he's gonna be, obviously, his name is a pun for basically when he's dominating. It's right now, obviously, Lafu Kabi are in a crisis because 402 on a Granger. That basically means he's gonna be stacking up on that damage, on that gold lead, and of course the Skypiercer stacks as well. Once you have the maximum stacks, at that point you just spam a few skills and you let the item kick in and secure the kills for you. And once that happens, unless you're able to overwhelm him to the point or give a shutdown surprise one, which I feel like the only possible scenario they can go for, it's the Franco, of course, the Flicker combination. Other than that, there's just no possible way they can really shut down anymore. Other than that, Moon Knight is their ADC. Okay, they're gonna go in for another engage. There comes the Jawhead.
Beautiful ejector play right onto the Franco. Just there's a suppress in you, we'll take it out first. That is Anarchy's motto at the moment, and they are marching right in towards the tier 1. Focus goes in for the engage, finds Stu with the Vengeance damage coming in. Monster kill for Crisis right there. Lucas tries to go in with the Beast form, but will be ejected. Zozo gets taken down. 3 members knocked down from the side of Lafu Kabi. Right inside the base. Bid going in a little too deep for comfort, will fall prey. But then again, a 3-for-1 trade in that team fight along with the turtle, not going to be secured quite easily, I believe. But then again, the Franco trying to look for something, but okay, Johan will secure the retribution this time.
Overall, it's pretty clear that this is a very one-sided game right now. Anarchy is the only one that's basically controlling the whole pace of the game, getting all the objectives as well as getting the map control as well, because the map is turning red. Mid lane, tier 1, bottom tier 1, top tier 1, all of them have been taken down, and tier 2s are also in jeopardy. And the score sits at 3-14, around that's around 8,000 gold lead. A staggering amount, and the only possible way Lafu Kabi can come back from this is playing a patient game, or at least hope for a hook. But a lot of mobility. They're just dodging out all the hooks, but there we go. There's a possible engage coming in.
And as we can see, Beelzebub once again finds Franco in the middle of the team fight. Zozo trying to go in for the Ruby DD just to escape, but will it be enough for him? Yep, he manages to live to see another day. Hylos as well, quite zoned away from his own lane because Team Anarchy, they are dominating the entire map. Now they are pushing in towards the mid lane while Beelzy goes in towards the bot just to defend that tier 1. Very beautiful rotation and synergy coming in this time around. Look at Johan trying to utilize the passive and godlike secured by Granger right there. Will he be able to secure another one? He doesn't. But Phobius though,
Oh my
1v1
god.
against the Lucas. Does he find it? Oh my goodness, Lucas is 1 HP. But will be the one to... Okay, no. That's a beautiful 1v1 win coming in by the Phobius. And anyone who doubted him will be proven wrong right here.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's kind of sad to see that Lafu Kabi is just this game around. They're just no match at this point because I feel like in the draft, it's that Anarchy just got the lead for themselves. Having that Valentina is really proving the fact that they were basically kind of gapped out on the draft mid lane because since there was a mid laner, they could not go for a Lu, Wee, or a Neve. Oh, they are just gonna melt down the horse, aren't they? And Nathan as well.
Nathan has no chance and he just gets bonked down right away by Art right there. And now Johan finds the double kill. Now, not only is Crisis actually fed in this game on a 7-0-4, Johan, he has just been scaling for the past 10 minutes and is already nearly full build. So obviously, the Team Anarchy, beautiful draft plan right here. Early game, it's the Granger. Late game, it's Johan on that Eason Shin. So that's a win-win situation right there.
Absolutely. It is funny that Yushin Shin, I feel like he's smart assassin, but what's happening on the bot lane? Almost.
Oh my goodness, Johan going wild in the middle of that team fight along with the YSS, finds Hectic, who's on a 0-7-1. I just feel bad for this poor guy right now. And look at Beelzy, he is also frontlining so well for the side of Anarchy, while the rest of his DPS just take down the neutral objectives, the turrets as well as the other things. But look at it, he is going to be going in but manages to escape out of that situation. He is a bit low, and he finds the kill onto Moon Knight. What blasphemy is this?
That blasphemy was probably the blast of passive from the side. That scythe, that true damage. It was one basic attack that flew in, but overall, looks like they were gonna go for the final push. There comes a glorious pathway.
There we go. It comes in. Lee Sun-shin with the ultimate to slow them down. Will try to find it, but Lucas will get stopped in his tracks by Beelzy, who manages to use up the vengeance. The suppress not going to be of any use right here. Winter Trunken, triple kill for the Crisis once again. He is trying to go in for more. Will he find the Maniac once more? And the Savage? Maybe. Just maybe he finds the No. There goes a little bit of that shutdown, and Maniac is all he will have. Game number 2, once again, completely dominated by the side of Team Anarchy.
And it was honestly a great experience for Anarchy and their fans. And of course, Peachy, we saw places, so you're the host. How did you feel about the game? And I feel like the Nathan, the Lunox, too much magic damage, basically getting countered out by the defense. And then, of course, the Franco was also a pick that they possibly did not want to go for the best because, of course, the Valentina got it. So, what was your thoughts on this, like watching this game this time?
Draft definitely the problem, especially this third pick as the Nathan. In certain situation it does work, but in this situation, giving away they had it, the Granger, the Irithel, and picking up Nathan over that is just not working out for Lafu Kabi, and that is what it just shown in this game. Moon Knight did not get any place to farm right from the game number 2. It's just happening over and over again, and top of that, placing that Jawhead, it just puts an extra fear. They are not afraid of Hectic onto that Franco. I really like how they try to synergize with the Franco, but again, it just fell short very hard.
Absolutely. Talking about very hard, Sarah's casting was very hard, like hardcore, I love her
Yes.
casting. It's been a while since she's, casting here, and I'd love to have you back. Sarah, what did you think about this series?
Just amazing game plan and strategy coming in by both teams. Lafu Kabi first game, they were
Mhm.
just going in with their game plan, but Art, he picked up on it and he strategized with his team. Game number 2, completely dominated. In game number 3, they pulled out the Yi Sun Shin. That's already a game win for you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a 2-1 victory in favor of Team Anarchy, and that will be game number 1. We'll go ahead with the break, but don't go anywhere because game number 2 is coming right up.
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट। देने वाला है, थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे, परफेक्ट। देने वाला है, थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे, पॉप
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Mythic Showdown season number 1. Now again, we are back again with another interesting match. I'm really hoping to see another best of 3, another 3 matches. And with that, we were all supposed to wear black today, but unfortunately, due to network conditions, for me, we were impossible. So let me just do my usual intro, which I wanted to. But next time, I'm really hoping with the sexy ladies will be there. On Mondays, we wear black. This is going to be another catch line for me. And let me introduce you guys for the amazing casters who's going to be the voice of this match. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Zivo. How are you guys doing? Let's start with Zivo.
Hi, Peachy. We're doing it really, really great. I mean, we're still wearing black somewhat. There's still a black somewhere among our pictures, so it still counts. But yes, definitely starting of the week, another exciting series to come between the two teams that we are going to be having, right? So very, very excited yet again. What about you, Debbie?
Yeah, I think when you talk about black, all I see is our hairs are black, so it counts, right? So we're about to have a little bit of a cosplay,
Yeah.
but on another time. But yeah, I'm excited to see. But the thing is, in a PT, my name is actually Eliza. I mean, I hope everybody knows, right? But yeah,
Yep.
I'm really excited for these two teams, right? Because one thing's for sure is that Mythic Showdown have a lot of good teams that is always performing so well in best of threes most of the time, and I really, really love witnessing and casting for them.
Definitely, and with that, let me remind you guys that the top two teams will be having a chance to represent India at the higher stages in the international, especially. So, with that, and also top eight teams will be placed into the mythic leaderboard. So, teams from the elite leaderboards will be transferred if they make it to the top eight. I'm curious to know by the end of the Swiss stages who will be making for those playoffs. But with that, let me remind you guys once again, the giveaways are still on. You just need to type down hashtag Mythic Showdown, Mythic M being capital, Showdown S being capital as well, and you will be eligible for the giveaways. And today's game, Peak to Plummet versus Team IGN. Both of the teams are really on the same plane, I believe, given the fact that IGN, they kind of had a declining gameplay so far into the other tournaments as well. But I am curious to know what are they going to bring in today.
Yep, certainly gonna be an interesting match between these two because these two have been fighting it out in among a couple of tournaments, different places, but the same teams, right? So definitely it's an old nemesis of yours, but we improve over time. So definitely still there is the element of surprise that we see all the time. But moving on to the banning phases, the drafting phase. Right now, firstly, though, the first ban right off the bat, the Matilda coming in. So I think for IGN, it is they are definitely off to a strong start. But to counter IGN, Debbie, what do you think Peak can start banning though?
I think they can, try to ban away the heavy sets heroes because I think most of the time IGN they don't usually go for a pick off. They usually love the crowd control, right? The higher crowd control ones, the Badangs or the Gatot Gatas or even the Risa, just saying. But yeah, the thing is, Pick Diplomat, they are heavily competent to play for their jungle, right? Because they love going for the assassins. But we cannot forget this is Kaisen. He is such a good goal leader as well. So they could just try to out micro the teams for the IGN side as well. But we cannot forget this is a very star-studded lineup we are seeing for both of these teams. They are so good and what they are picking or banning away. But look at the best coming too. So they for Big Diplomat, they are actually the one taking away the Kalea this time around.
Oh well, Kalea, she does give trouble because of her pick off ability and her heal coming in, but then again, you gotta have a draft which also complements Kalea because she can't be the only one being the tanky. Otherwise, she'll get melted out if she tries to go in right. So I guess just banning her out is the safest option that we can go right now, but once again, despite the meta, Zushin banning out, I kind of believe they could give the slot where Zushin is there to something other, some of the other heroes like the Lucas, Bashia, Badang, they're all there, right? So definitely she's been declining, but I guess another safe ban.
Another safe ban, actually. Yeah, I think they have to
Mhm.
be it because I think for example, they're just trying to set up for a tanky frontliners here, and of course, Juicing works well against those heroes. But okay, there we go. Pick the opponent. They have to ban away the Badang already now. It's still deadly into the hands of Zodan and much more deadly into the hands of Meteor too. So they understand their opponents so well. And yeah, this is. Kalia is such a meta ban and Badang is such a IGN ban, right? If you want to go against IGN, you want to ban the Badang away and pick the moment have they right for them. And most of the time, Badang, why am I saying? Badang really counters heroes that are assassins. So, and Pick the Planet really loves to play the assassin too. So this is very understandable. But for IGN, they have the first pick, right? So the Lucas they can keep, but they penning it away instead. Oh, so they want the Buxia here. So will Pick the Planet ban the Buxia though?
Mm, I mean, Baksha, his popularity has been rising up quite a lot, and prioritizing a Baksha over a Lucas. I mean,
Uh,
Baksha is quite, well, what do you call it? Quite versatile in the lanes. He can go roam, jungle, or EXP, depending on how the user likes it. And certainly the anti-heal ability does help the team quite a lot as well, especially when there is someone with a shield or someone who has heals, right? Which is almost at least one in almost every team. But then again, peak to plummet, they go for the Kimi ban, a classic ban considering the rise of Kimi nowadays. But it leaves out a lot of heroes open for them to pick. There's the glue, there's the Florian out to be picked, but
oh,
IGN though, do they go for support heroes?
uh, prioritized by these two teams.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the possibility that these two jungles, they usually want to go play the assassins, so they do not want to play the Boxer, right? Like Kumar. But we'll never know. We'll never know what we're going to be seeing here onto the other side, though. Oh,
Oh
Moba's
yeah.
first pick as well as the Louis. So the CC is there as well as the anti-death hero. A winning, a winning meta for the XP side. This might be good.
Counter teleportation with another teleportation, right? Instead of giving double
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
teleportation. Yeah, you
Mhm.
just equally have both Aaron and Skyzen who are we do not see it quite much yet.
Yeah, we do not see much, but oh,
Oh,
look at that.
oh my
The
god.
Bucks are already coming into play, so wait, if the Buxa goes into the Buxa has to go into the jungle, right? Because
Jungle
they
or
have
EXP?
yeah jungle or EXP because
Yeah.
they're gonna be needing a setter here because I don't really think the tip is a setter and they already lose out onto the Louis too,
Yep.
and now the options are still available for the side of IGN still, but they're gonna be needing a magic damage too because they have to pick up the mate. But the ban is gonna be for the side of Pick to Plummet. And you know what? Most of the time when the box is completely left open and already picked, that the opponent team they usually go for the Xbox here. So the box's popularity has risen the popularity of the Xbox as well. So it's an easy counter, right? For
Yep. Yep.
against the boxer, you just try to deal out the true damage as much as possible, especially when you get the X. And the fact that Xbox is also a flex pick is yeah, something that we have to be mindful of again as well. But picture permit, look at their bans. Two Zungle bans, the Hayabusa and the Fanny already gone. The Respect's gonna be scratching his head. It's like, what am I gonna pick? Because two of his comfort already gone. But there are other heroes that are into his comfort zone as well. But then again, it's not as good as in comparison to the Fanny and the Hayabusa.
But then again, they might be playing mind games with Peak, right? After since Basha, they're not sure if it's gonna be EXP or jungle. They might just be wanting to waste the slot of the assassins by just decreasing the probability of picking other heroes by confusing Peak to plummet out here. But I guess it kind of plays onto your plan for both the teams. I mean, if one was trying to go for the assassins right now. Although Suyo is still open, I kind of feel like he could be a good pick around here because he does have defense, the sustainability. He also has the mobility around the escape skills, which you definitely need for a Luoyi or against a Phobius right now. But Claude, though, I do think it's a really good pick against a Granger and a Chip altogether because his BMI, right? His BMI does give him the escape capability quite up compared to other marksmen. So, oh, okay, yeah. The Basha is on the jungle with the Farsight
Yeah.
zone in. But As you said, Debbie, the setter, right? I think CC is quite of a setter, so Chip is gonna be doing the work of setting up here.
Yeah,
It things might go south though.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I was thinking about the chip is mainly used for a backline diver, unlike most of the XPs, and it's not really meant to go for the the settings. So I think it's just a distractor. So all the work has to go into the hands of the chip as well as the bug shell. So that has to be. I think they're gonna be lacking some crowd control for IGN. Meanwhile, for pick temperament, this is the direct counter for the chip here. You want to make the stats, you're gonna be getting the curse of blood upon honor. So there we go. It is the X1 into the jungle, no assassins, not yet. I'm actually really sad to not see assassins onto these two very good players, into the jungle especially. Yeah, but we'll never get what we want because Carmilla is the last pick, and I think pick temperament and IGN, they are set.
Yep, set and ready to go in this best of 3 series first match right now. Now the Carmilla on as the last pick. I was kind of thinking of a Carmilla because there's Chip, so naturally you would want to go for someone who can counter Chip, right? The Carmilla, the Tigreal, or the Atlas would have been quite a great choice, and I think the Curse of Blood does pair out really well with Luoyi together and Phobius, because if it's guys, they're gonna share the damage and everything. So definitely, but strong early game wise though, I think both the teams they do quite lack. Even though there is Savage Warrior on Luoyi, he does need to be managing his mana because Luoyi does use up quite that. So definitely, I think for the early game wise, both of them they kind of need to have their farm up.
Yeah, this is just what we're talking about here, man. But the thing is, Charin is diving onto the background of enemy. John might be in trouble.
Might be in trouble right now. Charin first blood already in the hands of Aaron the Creator. They are gonna be giving the snowball to Aaron. It seems that was 4 people can coming in already before the first turtle. So definitely a loss for Team Peak to plummet, but well, a win situation for Team IGN. They can definitely go around the jungle quite freely because Export just got taken down.
Yeah, there was a questionable move coming out from Charin as well. But you'll never know what we're gonna see into the next round because Snowball, like you mentioned, already into the hands of IGN, a little bit of lead here. But onto the mid lane though, Meteor rotating towards not Meteor, it's not even Meteor, man. What am I saying? Fluid rotating towards, just trying to get the level 4 here, and they're gonna be having the level 4 all of the members of IG, and they're just trying to start onto the turtle. And you know what? I think turtle is look at this is there. Look at that.
Okay, the turtle just got stolen up by Charin right there. Curse of Blood connecting on the 4 perfectly with the duality coming in from Luoyi. That is 4 people out in an instant with the turtle taken to Team Peak to plummet. Oh my goodness, that was the clapback that Team Peak needed. I mean, 1-for-4 trade in the first 3 minutes of the game. The Curse of Blood was beautifully placed by Lemonade out there. One of the best, I would say.
This is why the when you have a great card control, you just want to go fight and fight. But Savage Warrior with the damage, it was so good. Onto the squishy, I remember, for the side of IGN, and again, even if I was about to say, when you see a Phobius, not a Phobius, but in this kind of competition where the bug is into the jungle, you do not really want to force onto this turtle as well. But the great retribution coming up on the side of Mr. Charin, they are able to get it, but might be something here.
Stun definitely there, and the feathered Esrad coming in as well. Lemonaire will be falling down in the hands of Respect, I believe. It is just the countermeasure to have your farm backup, but it's not quite far yet, so definitely. But on the top lane, the amazing duet onto Air the Creator. Skyzen is not letting that pass at all. He's just gonna be farming up. He's not gonna be giving Aaron the Creator any chance to farm up. But then again, the shortcut placed too early for them, and that is a huge resource wasted.
There was a big move coming out from Skies in here again, and I think it was a great read. Oh, mid lane. Oh, there we go.
Oh my goodness! Look at Mitch though. He does fly away with the with the center of HP. It's not even an HP anymore. It's 0.5. But
Zero.
you can't see the green anymore there. But yeah,
Yeah.
the turtle once again onto the bot lane.
You know, it was a close call. Fights and fights everywhere all over the map, and look at Peak to Plummet. They are the one actually setting out onto the turtle. No ultimate just yet for Josen here. No teleportation so far. Meanwhile, Starlight Warrior does have the divers, and if you want to go look for place, and I think IGN, they're not really trying to contest it, but Josen onto the back line. What is he doing?
Oh, too much of a back, I would say. Good call, resetting the turtle though, but Aizen will be falling down in the hands of Charin, I believe. Well, that was quite a loss for the side of Team Peak to Plummet. With that, IGN, they did turn the tables, taking up the second turtle for themselves. Once again, the shortcut onto the top lane, trying to force out a team fight, but Peak, they know when to retreat. They know that they can't fight, they'll lose the advantage out here, so they have to back down for now.
No structures taken just yet for both of these teams, and this is just gonna be putting them in a lot of position where they can try to look for flames just yet. Just again, as much as possible. But the thing is, the pressure coming out from Peak to Plummet is just too much. If you talk about the golem matchup as well, because this is a Claude, he's uncatchable most of the time, and he is also onto the sprint too. And I think either way, he's not gonna be winning out the early game, but he's definitely gonna be winning out into the clearance because he does have the blazing duet most of the time to try to look for that, and that's a vision for the around the creator here. Bot lane tower falling down for the first time for the side of IG, and they have to take it away, and maybe this have to be the opening for them to try to look for plays so as to not give any map control for the side of Peak to Plummet. But then again, it's still gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard, but I do like that Peak to Plummet, they are moving all together so that they can counter out the chip and his shortcut out. But Skies, that was a clutch. That was a clutch. He just wasted his blazing duet. I would say that was a mispresent of the buttons, but right now the the Curse of Blood gets onto Vayne Lemon there. That was another panic move. I mean, Zozen and both of them did waste out their ult, so I guess it is a one even out right now for both the teams. But we can't ignore the damage coming in from Vitch with his feathered airstrike though. That's just too much to deal with if you're someone who is squishy, right? But there they are chasing Farsa away so that they can focus on the turtle. But Chip and his positioning though.
I feel like Josen is a little bit awkward on this chip because he isn't able to make those perfect shots that you usually want to see on the chip. But still, maybe he might be working onto something here. Oh, Josen winning!
Oh my goodness, Retribution won by Charin right there. I mean, it's just a battle of Retribution between the two jungles, right? Especially when you're equally matched out like this. The difference, it doesn't make much of a difference right now. But Zozen, he's been beating around the bush for quite a long time throughout the whole match. And I get it. He's trying to see the diversion from Loi up as well. So it does work out, but bottom lane, they are grouped up perfectly once again, although I doubt they would be going for another engage.
There was a lot of damage coming out from Vitch as well, and Lemonade, he does have the Curse of Blood, and all of the green lights are available for both of these teams except for the Feather Airstrike, and this Lord is gonna be the only waiting options for them. And I think they have to play it around just a little bit to try to look for an engage. But Charin here, he's dealing a lot of damage with that fire as well as the air on the Desonaut is dealing a lot of damage too. And I thought he was actually behind, but he isn't. But Diversion play, maybe something, just a fluke. Just trying to see if they can do something about this. But look at the position of Josen though. He's looking for something that is out of the blue, and he might get spotted out, but he does have an escape mechanism, which is a shortcut, and I don't think they will be able to read it out. Oh, he fooled them! Look at that.
I mean, Well, with the new improved skill of Chip, right? With his new
Yeah.
passive, he can just teleport from anywhere. So if you give him enough time, then he can just be
But yeah, we're talking about that, and I think if he was caught there, he does not have the way to teleport around. It was on cooldown, and I think it's gonna be great if the picture could have caught him. But then the Lord is already gonna be spawning for the onto the top side here, the river. Oh, look at the damage coming through
my
from
goodness.
mid here. Oh, he just baited away Skyzen again. That was a good job.
Okay. Kaizen, this time he did not use up his blazing duet. So improvement from
Improvement.
But yeah, the Lord dance around for both the teams, right? They are kind of ready to start the Lord, but then they are preventing each other to not start the Lord altogether. But we do see the immortality, so he might just go in for a dive. But once again, defeated airstrike, and the Lord started up by Charin, right? This Kaizen is trying to go around behind the Lord, but diversion onto the other side of the Lord. It will be caught up. Look at that. I mean, Farsa, he has to be the first one to fall down, but no! Respect from IGN out there, blazing duet coming in, but killing spree for Lua Yi followed up by Aizen getting taken down. Same with CC. They did win the Lord, but they lost 3 of their members altogether, while Team Peak, they lost just 1. So definitely this Lord is gonna be a defendable Lord coming in from the side of Team Peak to Plummet.
This is the elemental lord as well, and it's gonna be not much as as worthy as possible. But Pick the Planet won a good game taking out from them, and that was a perfect diversion and locking on to the best possible member, which was the Farsa. I think it was such a good play that they had done so far, and what a good follow up for the team as well, I would say, because Tarim was able to deal a lot of damage into the backline as well, and even taking down CC on top of that. That has to be, one of the main turns off even here. And the win concern that I can see for Skyfire is that if they can try to go look for a good shortcut here, because I also think the Firefly has the damage. The Granted does deal a lot of damage as well, but with lane though.
Oh, okay. Aaron, he's getting the farm that he needs as well. He did not die as much as his other teammates to 1-1 KD in a sense, so he is getting the farm. If he does not get marked, then in the later phases of the game, right? He would be a trouble for the side of Team Peak to Plummet. So definitely, but the thing is, aside from Claude, they don't have someone to dive in the backline to take out Aaron the Creator. So they have to plan it out quite well if they want to go for it. But then there's also a Farsa to immobilize, disengage your whole team composition with her feathered airstrike. So Team Peak, they are quite in a pickle whether to go for Aaron or whether to go for Vitch out there.
Yeah, and I think you're right about the problem for the side of Peak Planet here again. And the thing is that Skyzen hasn't been able to deal that much of a damage. He hasn't been able to sustain that much of the damage coming out from through the list here onto the 5-2. So I think this has to be a battle of mechanism as well. Because when you are able to dodge out the feather airstrike, you will be able to dive in again, but the stun is also there for Farsa because this is the priority of Farsa too. But look at the trades coming up. They are just trying to get a trade into the bot lane. Maybe they do have the diversion to teleport early on, but the mid lane is going to be the cost of that. So IGN, they are going to be opening up quite a lot of map just because they took down the mid lane so far for the side of 6 comments. And look at the position of Jason too. He's just trying to look for stats here and there, and he hasn't been able to be spotted out because of shortcuts, the portals that he has right now. And looking at the map though, the Lord is already falling, and IGN, I think they are set to go. They can try to go look for the stats here, they can try to hit down these Lords, but the problem is that Savage Warrior, he's going to be having the diversion, and if the diversion phase comes in, they might not be able to withstand all the CCs coming out from the side of the planet.
Chip is trying to divert though, but he has been one step ahead of Peak as of now. If we do compare both the Romas, right? So definitely, but Lord, it would be both the team just hovering around the Lord, making sure that they are about to engage. Loi does seem like she is about to plan a diversion up, but then again, Aaron is nowhere near the Lord. Just gonna be defending, so they are one person short around the Lord dance, but then again they have Chip to teleport quite easily. But the Lord does get taken up by Cherry. Scooby-Doo won't be getting the Lord onto himself. Aizen does get taken down. Curse of Blood connected perfectly once again, but that was on to their own team side, so they would be losing out another resources. But the chase definitely there with the Blazing Duet and the Winter combination, but it is not enough for them to chase around. They will still be retreating with that sort of HP though. Aaron does seem like he completed his build already, so definitely gonna be watching out for those bullets.
Yeah, I really want to see what the builds are for these marksmen, right? Because for the Claude, he's gonna be needing the Winter Crown he just used and not the Wind of Nature, which is kind of like a God thing to say because he is the one who really want to dive into as well. But Terran, he's only securing the Oracle, so that's gonna be giving him a little bit of a sustain and a healing possibility for them as well. But the Lord will be blitzed down by the side of IGN into the top lane, and there's not much of a gain. Maybe they will be able to take this big turret down because there's no clearance coming after the side of IGN, and they do have the fire star, but without the feather airstrike, it's gonna be rendered useless. But now, look at the positive for Peak though. They're actually having the map pressure here just because of Unknown, and this is also the reason why the lore is gonna be so important, and keeping your members alive is also gonna be important because you just wanna use that lore to your advantage and have the map control over it. And this is a composition where the map control is gonna be very, very necessary. One does have a diversion, the other have a shortcut. They're gonna be needing all the portals, so the upgrade potential is what you're gonna be needing here. So this is a battle of all mechas now. So the map pressure, the map control, you just wanna keep it on hold for yourself. And I think Picture are also doing a really, really good job. We cannot forget that Josen is also there with the chip, just trying to make crazy points.
Certainly, and Savage Warrior, his positioning has been really good throughout the whole match. He has not been caught up even once. So as a Loi, as your main diversion or teleporter, I think position plays quite a key role, especially when you're someone who the whole team relies to make or break the game, right? So definitely, but then again, if we do see, did you know Farsa flies high above the battlefield to rain down magic? Yeah, she just rains down her magic completely obliterates everyone who comes in her way. But right now, Zozen is getting melted up by Skyzen with his Trinity build. Aizen is on the chase. Shortcut gets popped out. Everyone is there with the rain, magic rain from Farsa. Once again, perfect timing coming in. But Aaron the Creator does take out Aizen there. But no, oh my goodness, Skyzen, he went in too deep. He will be getting taken down. And escape attempted by Savage Warrior. But no, he gets shut down before he can escape. Not a good position for Team Peak to be in because they just lost 3 people before the Lord. So definitely Team IGN, they will be looking to take that Lord.
There was a fleet coming out from Peak Tournament leaving out the important members, and I think this is definitely going to be free unless Terran tries to make a wondrous play. But look at the backline, so a lot of damage coming in for the side of IG and Aaron the Creator, also dealing around damage to the Rhapsody there as well already. And one thing for sure is that Terran getting the Ice Queen 1, which is kind of weird to say when you are an expert. It's also good, definitely always going to be good onto this magic damage dealing heroes, but most of the time you really want to go for the breastplate as well as the magic defenses, which the Farsa is dealing a lot of damage. But the thing is, it's just trying to scale a lot, so I think it's also going to be worth it. Already almost a full bill for Kaizen. Meanwhile, for Aaron the Creator, he's 2k gold ahead onto this Granger. He does not even have the boots, so this guy is going to be hurting a lot, and he does have the way to survive any kind of onslaught with the crown that he already built out, as well as the magic blade. What was the full name? Rose gold.
Yep.
I don't know how I forget that thing. It's so popular. Rose gold meteor, rose gold dog. But yeah, the Lord is marching down onto the top lane. Scooby Doo, what is he doing?
Lost Insanity popped out a bit too early to escape the strings from CC, right? Granger is definitely the danger right now for the side of Peak to Plummet because the Lord is marching in. They will be taking the inhibitor for themselves by the Lord, and a lot of damage dished out by Aaron the Creator. Right now, Team Peak is forced to stay inside their own base, but that would be a successful defense given that the Lord is not enhanced, but they'll have to lose a lot of their turrets right now, including their inhibitor, which means the minions would be quite enhanced and it will put them in more and more pressure from their side. But Farsa once again doing his job, just zoning out everyone with her burst. It's just too much to take in unless you have a magic defense or something to get away. It's not gonna be impossible. But oh, that is a 5-man diversion right ahead. Breaks out with the Inferno Pursuit coming in, but no, the Curse of Blood will not be connecting onto anyone. Although CC does get taken down, followed by Aaron the Creator. He is getting chased out, but no one is getting near him. Savage Warrior does pop out his ability, but oh my goodness, gets away with that slither of HP. The Rose Gold definitely saved him out with his life. Now with 3% gone, the Lord this time might be in the hands of Team Peak to Plummet unless Zozan is still alive. He has his teleport, so definitely he can go in when the time is right, but I don't think he'll have enough time to do that though.
One thing about these two teams is that they're just going back and forth and they're just trying to battle out who have the craziest throw. Because sometimes you're gonna be seeing IGN winning, you blink and Pick are winning again. So this is something that's really, different in this kind of game. So it's a best of 3 series, so it's gonna be fine. But the thing is, whoever got the enhanced Lord, they are also gonna be having the chance. Already 21 minutes of this game, both the marksmen and the mages are already full build, all the green lights for all these teams, all these players, and they can try to go in and pick the Plummet with the advantage of the Lord. All the members are healthy for the side of IGN again, but a little bit of slowdown onto the top lane because the minions are already pushing in for the side of IGN, so that the Lord will be slowed down a little bit. So picked up for IGN, they have a little bit of time to have a setup, but the thing is, pick your opponent, they want to bulldoze in, so the mid lane might be able to focus here. The magic damage coming in for the side of Savage Warrior, and it's gonna be too much for them to handle for the side of IGN, and immortality built out by Zoden, so that's another survivability.
Right now in this current situation, for Peak to Plummet, lane sync is the key here because they need to put pressure from all the sides so that they are able to, wipe out the whole of IGN. And it does seem like they were quite unsuccessful with it because one side the Lord is there, kind of like a deja vu from the last Lord fight coming in from IGN. But right now the Lord is in the base, since it is an enhanced team, IGN would be having a little bit of trouble, but Peak, they do not go for any engage at all because they do not have the minions to engage everything. So Team IGN, they do get to live another day as of now, and this is where it gets interesting because both the teams, they lost their inhibitors. One lane inhibitors lost, 2 inhibitors remaining, and this next Lord that is about to spawn, this might be the final stretch for both the teams to win this match. As as the game progresses, Granger is gonna get more and more farm with his stacks, capricious stacks, so they have to end it as soon as possible. But Zozen is just he's not letting them end because of all of his all of his play around the whole map. He's just been everywhere around the map.
Kim is the only hero, I mean not the only hero, but the only tank that plays like this, right? Unless you count the Angela. But yeah, he just tries to be a nuisance, doing what assassins can do, just pressuring out onto the long lanes as much as possible. But another evolved lore is gonna be coming soon. but Titan will be sent down onto the bot lane for the divers and so as to build out a slow push for the side of Picture Plummet because the Lord will be spawned out into the top lane and I think IGN they have to have an answer for this. But the thing is, who are they gonna be sending? Is it gonna be the Granger or the Firestar? Because I think the Firestar has to be a better option, but then again it's gonna be a danger lurking around onto these boosters until and unless they spot out the members of Picture Plummet here, they will not go. And now that they've spotted him, Firestar will be sent down onto the bot lane to try to challenge, to try to change the clear out the minions here. So Picture Plummet, they can put this down.
Either of them would be beneficial because Chip does have his shortcut, but once again, first down to fall is respect taken Lord in hands of Charin right there. That is not a good engage. The with the crown will not save, which from that massacre coming in a diversion, trying to catch Aaron the creator maybe. But Chip Zozen has to flicker out the conceal used up to speed up the process of chasing after him, but that is 2 people down with a countdown of 40 seconds. So definitely IGN is in the handicap here with Peak to Plummet marching in with the Lord and the pressure from the mid lane. Once again, Aaron the Creator trying his best to clear all the minions, but will it be enough? But Zozen, he does get melted out by our Claude here with the Trinity build that he has and the Loa E as well. So definitely might be a full team wipeout, but Aaron the Creator will not be escaping as team Peak to Plummet after a long game of 24 minutes. Gets the first victory in their hands.
Wow, that was such an amazing, tiring cinematic. I thought it was almost an hour. Like, it's as long as a long series, right? It was amazing. What do you think, Peachy? If you are back,
Let's call back Peachy. Peachy, are you here with us?
Hello, am I audible though? I'm
Yes.
facing a little bit of a network. Okay, anyways, what a match coming in.
I feel like Peachy, she waited for too long, It was basically half an hour of a match. If you consider the draft, then it went for like 45 minutes altogether. So Peachy, I hope you were not bored with us though.
No way. I mean, it's just crazy enough. They let the red aura lot to come in twice, not once but twice. Every single moment was such a intense moment, especially when there was shortcut placed and Lemonade trying to make sure that his team members are not. There was a few times that we have seen both of the tanks just teasing each other. Dropping the ults and teasing each other. It was like them just I'm just coming. No, here I am. I might bring it, but I'm not bringing it. It was really fun to watch. But again, the result was here.
It was amazing to say the least, and I think it's also commendable to say that Turin had a perfect retribution to the last part where the Evolved Lord was being contested, and it all depends down onto the retribution, right? When the game is this late and you're just trying to get the Evolved Lord, the Tick Lord, and I think this is what IGN let down a little bit into the retribution part and picked up at one because of that Lord as well, a little bit of tease here and there. But now Pick the Plummet will be having the first pick and IGN will be having the second pick now. Pick the Plummet with the 1 point lead. What will they ban out here?
Now, once again, Debbie and Zero, please take it away. This is going to be an interesting game. I want to see if Picture Plummet takes another step and takes it away in a clean sweep or not.
Oh.
Yeah. That is what we are excited about as well. We shall take it away from your hands, Peachy. We hope to see you back after the game is over. And hopefully, Debbie, are you hoping for a 2-0 or are you hoping for a 2-1 from either of the teams?
Ah man, who would want a sweep, right? Because 2-1, let's go, IGN, they can do this. But the thing is, Picture Plummet, they are so good in the way they are playing, and look at that. But Badang, like I've already said, it always has to go, right? Because you are playing against IGN, they want the Badang almost all the time. They want the sets all the time, so this has to go away. And IGN still sticking to Lumineer's special. the Matilda. They don't want to give out the Matilda, do they?
Badai and his fist needs to be stopped, right? And Matilda with her eagle, with her dashes needs to be stopped. Both of them are on equal grounds. Of course, different topics, of course, but still, I feel like just having them on the ban gives out a much relief that both the team needs, because it is already hard to deal with either of them in the match, right? So definitely a safe ban coming in from both the teams. But last game, right? I feel like the most troublesome hero in the last game, it would probably be the Loi and the Chip all together, even though Chip did not make much of an appearance coming in from the side of Team IGN though. Would they still be going for a chip pick? Because as we see right now, the bans are mostly common for both the teams. But yes, the phobias does get denied out because pick they have the first pick, so they are denying Zozen the phobias. Mirio, the phobias pick his signature. So definitely might be looking to push him on the against the wall.
First, I think this is such a deny pick, right? Like you mentioned,
Mhm.
I think best of three series, and you understand, or you already understand your teammates, your opponents. I mean, and I think this has to be something that Picture Planet read out, because if you put Mirio on the heroes that are playmakers, they'll be able to win, to try to win at least. And I think even Aizen, they always put Mirio in the playmaker heroes. The CC is not really kind of his heroes. He just loves he love heroes that can try to go look for sets right most of the time. So I think even the opponent knows this, so they have to give away this kind of ban away these kind of
Mhm.
heroes. But for IGN though, they are the one actually banning away the tip, because I think they read that out. Louis ban means the tip might come through, but then if you ban away respect ban heroes that you do not want to face you again the second time around, you're gonna be opening up the heroes that can be a really great pick off. And there we go. Pick the planet pulling their hands onto the Kalea here. So a great pick off for the Spire pick diplomat. What will IZN do there?
Yep, the fish lady in the hands of Team Peak. I do like the deny picks coming in from IGN and Peak altogether. They banned Chip and Luoyi both. So both the teams, they're like they want to go for a different composition this time. Like let's not be boring and have the same draft over and over again. Who wants that? Let's have a completely different draft. Both the teams just denying both their picks up all together. This time, completely new. The Gatot Kacha does make an appearance. Going up against a Kalea would be a Harit as well. Now, Kalea, if she does log on to Harit, then it will be hard for another creator to have deal damage, because Harry does rely on his dashes, right? So definitely he would get interrupted. So what could be the option here? Purify, definitely, but for how many times?
Yep, that's something that they have to be careful on. You know what? A little bit of a comfort, right? I would say
Mhm.
they have to go for that. For IZN also, they are in a dire situation because they are zero wins above
Mhm.
and behind. And now the best answer for a Harris or a high range hero is always the first. And for the side of Picture Planet, them going for the Farsa right away when there is also already a Gatot Gacha, it's just too big of a confidence coming out from them as well. And the Granger too, their combination is gonna be so good because the range. And one thing for sure is that when you put a Kalea into the room, you might want to go for a hero that can be an insta blitzer, insta damage dealer, insta melter. But the Granger is not that much. He's gonna be needing the snowball as much as possible. But the thing is, it's fine because this is the Granger we're talking about. The Rhapsody does hit a lot of damage, and into the mid game also he is already online. And I think Picture Planet, they are very mindful of what they are doing here. But still, IGN. Oh, there we go. A glue pick coming out from the hands of Muriel here. Last time he picked the glue, it didn't work out because they lost that game obviously. So now that he's put in one of his come forward, I think maybe he might be able to do something.
Hmm. Certainly. I mean, it's a match point for Team IGN, right? So they have to go all out. Even if it's a Swiss chase, 1 point lead would still mean quite a lot to you. But right now, there is a glue that is up against you, and you don't have the Faramis or Vexana to defend against the glue anymore because you've already picked up your mage, right? That would be the Farsa. So
Mm.
what be a good option to go up against a glue? Could they go for a Baxia out here? Maybe a utility kind of jungle? Or maybe something, to. Because they have Gatot Gacha together as well. So two of the tanky sandbags coming in from Team IGN right now. But okay, they're just gonna be denying the Basha away from the side of Team P2 Plummet. So kind of smelling is Suyo maybe because aside from Basha, they do have Fedrine, but then again, I think that's almost the limit of utility jungles.
Mm. That's about it. Look at the Fanny band though. Last one, it's like I miss Fanny man. I miss Fanny. But the thing is, you do not want to give away the Fanny to any users, right? Because if they can bend the if they can play the Fanny tournaments, they're the best Fanny at it. And that I respect. He's also the well known for the Fanny too. He has been so comfortable on it. And look at the Hayabusa again, man. Why do you hate assassins so much? Utility gone. Wait, Fadun might appear. Do you want a Fredonier? But you need something to give to target the Farsa, right? And the Farsa best targeter are gone. No Fanny, no Hayabusa. If Lance appears here, oh wait. I really like a Lance a lot here. Wishful thinking.
I
They
mean,
won't pick.
Lance is too far from possibility because
Yeah, oh my
yeah,
god. If they go, I
yeah,
will like, but
yeah.
they might
What can they pick though? Like aside from the mage, right? Mage can wait. The most curious, what I'm most curious is what jungle they would be picking. But then again, would Team P go for a fighter jungle? Maybe the Alpha out here because they have a glue and a gatot together, right? Or maybe
Yeah.
I'm thinking. So yeah, those two are the top picks for me at least right now. But what exactly can they go for here?
I'm not really sure here at this point, but we might be actually seeing a very different here now because this is Terrain also. Wait, the thing is that to pick the permit, they're actually the one betting out the assassins when they have the first pick into the assassin right now. Oh, okay, I know now because around for the side of IC and they had that pick into the last part. But then again, Xbox. Oh, Lancelot! Whoa, whoa! Wait,
Wait,
my God.
Okay,
I did not ask them, right? I did not ask them. I was just like, if the Lancelot appear, would it be good? I'm just saying.
okay, wait. Land and an export on the EXP.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, you know why I like the export against the glue is that if the glue have the small things, right, he's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be healing the export. Oh, there we go, assassins again. Zero. They
Okay.
went to assassins and they picking out the
Okay.
assassin there. Oh my goodness. Terrain versus respect. Is that it?
Battle between assassins right now.
Yeah.
Gonna be
Yeah.
happening. Both of
I'm
them. I mean,
excited.
at this point, both the assassins, right? It's the same with the
Yeah.
Hayabusa versus a Ling because the first one to make
Mm-mm.
the move would probably lose it because for
Yeah.
Lance he has his Thorn Rose, and
Yeah.
for Ling he has his Tempest of Blades. So they
Yeah.
can definitely immune each other's and the damage coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, very, very interesting match this is gonna be. I mean, they did pick up assassin for the Farsa and the Granger though all together, so it does work out. But as a Ling, you need to be careful.
You need to be careful too, early game. But let's jump into the lineup down, ladies and gentlemen. We are so excited because the thing is, into the first game, even though Pick to Plummet they won, I don't think Chain was really comfortable under that hero also, as well as the Respect, right? They were kind of awkward with both of their heroes, and I am very excited to see them picking out the heroes that they are really, really comfortable with. These are assassin players, right? And lane Frozen.
Okay, first already the lantern flare coming in from which just they're just bullying Sakura at this point. But yeah, he does escape with the flicker that is in his hands. Four people flicker, just the retribution out. So they are looking to get away from the glue, from the Gatotkacha, from the Zushin up as well. So definitely quite a good one. And they picked up Purify. So for the so it does work out. But Engage coming in already into the jungle zone and caught from Skies and other Savage Warrior trying to go in, but we got Witch and his defense from with the Zushin altogether. So he can't really make any hasty decisions.
It's kind of weird to say the Jushin appearing already when there's a Farsa, and I think it's mostly because they do not want to win the lane. It's mostly because they want to try to counter engage as much as possible and stay in team fights as long as possible. But in this assassin, damage.
Oh yeah, definitely. But Charin would be missing out because he doesn't have much damage being a Lancelot. You do need 1 or 2 items also for you to have the damage, right? Same with the Ling as well. So definitely you have to either wait for your team to lower their HP down throughout the whole game, so that otherwise you can't really burst anyone except for the squishy heroes out there. But then again, you have the escape ability. But right now, a serious fight is happening onto the bottom lane. The last insanity out, but too vain to escape. The feathered airstrike coming in. Lemonade is the first one to fall down. First blood going in the hands of Mirio on that glue, giving the advantage to Team IGN right now for the turtle. But it does seem like Peak, they are planning to take it up as well.
Yeah, in this assassin versus assassin, you just want to be ahead of your opponent. And these two junglers, they're same in level mostly, but no Charin.
AOG coming in, but won't be connecting on to anyone right now. Feathered on him out, way to the back line. But Charin gets the turtle in the from the hands away from Link. The Tempest of Blaze popped up. He is caught low, but he will be escaping with the help of his Blaze. Lemonade chasing after Scooby-Doo, but he does escape. Once again, Skyzen is there for the backup, but no. Aaron the Creator is also there. Both the teams, they did not lose anyone, but IGN, they lost the turtle.
Oh my goodness, what was that? I think it's formidable to say that me and Ray, we were joking about how much of a bad retribution Respect have, because we even predicted 40 to 60, but top lane though.
Oh my goodness. Aaron is not going easy on Skyzen right now, but he might have to pay the price. Definitely saved by the dash coming in and the purify up as well. Definitely good, but down bottom lane, Aizen, he has to pop out his last insanity to get away from the glue, but do not make the same mistake twice to go back. Glue though, he does seem like he's having the upper hand in the EXP lane at least.
Yeah, that has to be something very entirely. I thought Aizen would be able to heal out quite well, but Mino has been playing really, really good on this hero, and I think this has to be one of the reasons why they might have a very good hit for the side of IGN. And even the top lane, right? Even the gold lane, actually, it's supposed to be better for Aaron.
AOG connecting perfectly onto the backline. Skyzen will be getting taken down. That is 4 people surrounded. There will be getting taken down as well. So right off the bat, in a blink of an eye, 2 people down already. Once again for the side of Peak to Plummet. IGN taking the lead as they are about to oppose the second turtle of the game. But the dashes coming in from Charin out there. He will be caught up though. Will be getting away. But being a Lancelot, okay, right now when there is a glue in the presence, I feel like that was kind of a gamble coming in, because if you get caught up, then you would be in trouble, right?
Yeah, that was true. But look at that, another fight.
Oh yeah, another engage. See. Just glue has to take down Charian right now after what we've just talked. But that was a lot of resources used up for one person. IGN did win out the turtle, and it does seem like they have 2 point something gold lead in their hands and a 0-4 score. So definitely IGN. They might be looking back in.
I think the kill is gonna be a little bit worth it here, because mostly top lane, bot lane though.
My goodness. That was a beautiful tail flip coming in from Lemonade though, but that was a 1-for-1 trade coming in. Still, at least Peak secured one score in their hands. That would be the jungler, and they did swap out their lanes, so it would be easy for both the laners, right? Because they do win out if they do swap.
Yeah, that was like a good one. That I thought that with securing the second turtle for the hands of a respect there, he could have been able to reach the experience level, XP level of Charin here. But unfortunately for him, he fell down to the bot lane though, so that was a very great cost. So Charin will be leading into the XPs again. So next time they're going to be contesting on this turtle, they are going to be for peak. They are going to be having the greater time again, and let's not forget it's a squad rules dependent Lancelot, and he's going to be leading out most of the retreat. But onto the mid lane though, fight.
Kaizen caught up by Glue, but he escapes, aborts the mission immediately because he is in between with no one to assist him, so he has to go back. But overall, that was a good engage, scaring off your opponents to go away at the time of the turtle. IGN, they are picking up the pace and not letting the goal lead go away. But then again, Peak is also maintaining the 2 in their hands, so nothing is quite lost yet. But this time they might just change it, because Team Peak, they are quite scattered away. Glue going up against a Lancelot onto the bottom lane, while Skyzen is getting obliterated by Zozen out there with the AOG once again. Zozen does pay the price, but still 1-for-1 trade coming in. Scooby-Doo trying to go for a sneaky play, but Lemonade, he is nowhere near that bush. That was a wrong coordinates coming in from Ling though.
Yeah, that has to be, but the top lane though, the last insanity will be popped. Okay, there we go. I thought he won't be able to survive that, but Respect just driving in with the Tempest of Blade. Miro onto the picture again. Just trying to get a stun onto enemy members on the side of Pictopon, but he won't be able to. Might be caught very low here. He doesn't have the blades to have the ultimate. The flicker is still there, available and kicking, and he will be able to survive. But bot lane though, it's a good fight coming out for Charin here. It's not as fast as the Link is gonna be, right? This is a Lancelot. He needs stuff to dash on. Meanwhile, the Link can fly all over the map with just his Prince Poise, and that has to be just the one bit advantage of the length of the Link over a lens. But the thing is, Charin has been farming quite a lot, and like you mentioned, I think he's gonna be needing the damage, right? And maybe he has 3 items already.
Well, Lancelot, he has not been active around where the teamfight is, but he has been, marking the trades around the whole map, so definitely. But Nami Slam coming in from Arcalea right there. AOT onto the backline, connecting onto 4 people. Tempest of Blades used up by Respect out there, but to Bane, and no one will be falling down except for Lemonade in the hands of Aaron the Creator with the Herit. Peak to Plummet is forced to go back as they lose up their roamer with the Lord marching in from right about to spawn in from the bot lane. But look at that though, Lance is going now on a 1v1 with the Link, but they do not have the resources to engage fully.
Yeah, the Link doesn't have the Tempest of Blade, and he knows what he's doing here, so I think Charin was just trying to be a little bit mindful on looking around the trades. And the problem with the Lancelot is that he is just very objective minded. Most of the time, Lancelot is being played as to be the objective one, right? I guess, especially against those tankier heroes against those tankier heroes who does not rotate all over the map as easy as assassins. But this time around, I think he's doing it against an assassin too. So this might not be the best worth of it all. But then again, we cannot forget that he does have the level lead in comparison to Respect here. So if they want to break down this round, he does have the Thorn Rose to try to win out the Retribution again, which the Link might not be able to compete with. So I think they also do understand because no one is starting this out. This is such a classic assassin play.
Oh my goodness. Karen just got taken down in the hands of Ling out there. That is a double kill in the hands of Respect. Lemonade gets taken down. Skyzen does land a hit on Zozen out there, but oh my goodness, Aizen is caught up with a slap coming in from Glue, and that is 4 people down already. This time, IGN, they might be looking for a reverse sweep onto Peak right now, as they are quite locked on to still stay in the game and force out a game 3. Hopefully, their map is still quite red with 1 turret down only. So definitely they have more and more chances, and we do see Holy Crystal and Blade of Despair picked up by Respect and Heritol together. So their farm is also quite high compared to Team Peak as well.
You know, the thing about Picture Planet today, this game around, is that they do not really have the way to try to keep Skyzen in a normal position where he can free hit. But it has something more to do with the way IGN are playing. They're just trying to, go around. Oh, it's time.
Oh yeah, definitely another engage coming in. A successful engage, I would say, because Zozen did get taken down before. I'm kind of curious why they were so far away from the Lord though, because normally you would be marching in together with the Lord to prevent any casualties on side, right? So but yeah, Team Peak, they did lose quite the resources out there, and another flicker wasted out. Mid lane, Lord is marching in for their side. Peak, they do have 4 people all together. Kalea trying to do maybe hopefully go for an engage, but they have to lay low for a while, because if they engage right now, high chances is that IGN win out and go for a full wipeout, like how the happening. Aizen might be getting caught up, gets almost taken down, but the Tempest of Blades coming in misses, but Aizen in the hands of Witch gets taken down. Charin trying to go for someone, but he won't be escaping. The Thorn Rose does help him, but Lemonade gets taken down with a double in the of Witch. Now that is 3-4-0 trade coming in.
Oh my goodness, what are Picture Planet doing here at this point, and what will they do? Because already Aaron the Creator got the concentrated energy. He's gonna be one little cat who's unkillable at this point, and only the Lancelot will be able to die. But look at that! Oh
my goodness! Okay, Charin is the only one remaining to defend the base. Okay, we do see Aizen coming up, Skyzen up as well. So definitely, they did lose their inhibitors. So quite a bad time. But Charin trying to go for an engage with the puncher, but no. That was too much. That was too much overextension. That he got too impatient. Going in between what? 5 people altogether?
5 of them.
Yeah. That's just too much.
Oh man. Link is all about mobility, right? Like Miss mentioned there, and he's using this mobility to his own advantage, and he's been doing so amazing. This guy is just so comfortable on these heroes, and I thought, even if we talk about these objective kind of gameplays, I thought that the Lancelot might be more focused on it, and there was a bad fluke coming out from the side of Charin there, which was very uncharacteristic of him to do so when there are just one inhibitor down, ahead. And yeah, this is gonna be putting IGN in a very good position here, because if they get this lot now with just one inhibitor remaining for the side of Picture Planet, and they do not have the best clearance so far. Oh wait, no, they do. They will be able to clear it with the Lancelot as well as the Barca, but they are also gonna have to focus on the AOGs most of the time, and this is why I don't really like a Barca when there is a Gafford Kata. Most of the time he's gonna be cancelling out your ultimates again and again. And they also do have a distractor with the glue, which he's gonna be such a nuisance, which he was a nuisance for the side of Picture Planet again, and maybe there might be a fight again.
Yep, there is definitely a fight. Team Peak is trying to defend their base, but look at that, the amount of bust coming in from both the sides out there. Farsa is trying her best to defend with that Tempest of Blades, but Herod is locked down. That goes one person, two-person down, and the base wide open once
Oh,
again. IGN, they just even out the score 1-1. And it does move us to the third game, game three, the decider between both the teams. BG, tell me,
Yes.
tell us how it was.
Okay, IGN, what a comeback they made. They made sure to push it to the game number 3. Now, I wanted to actually see Charan onto the link though. Come on, I have seen him right from the days. I still
you know,
remember. Yeah, I'm a
Vicky
big
loves
fan of him. Like,
sprinkling.
yep.
I know. Yeah, go
Like I
on.
still remember on the Easternet season 2, he was there with his
Yeah.
team SRRE, and oh my god, what a link! I was definitely a fan from back then, but this time around it was a respect onto that link. But the Lancelot was no less. But again, the window of opportunity for him to go in and come out were very very less, almost close to the nil, and maybe somewhere along the lines the draft was actually a problem. Putting a Xbox onto the EXP was a good decision,
Mm,
but Lancelot, very iffy, very iffy. They had to take something else. Maybe something like a Suyu could have worked much
Could have,
better.
yeah.
Yep. And Harith, come on. You pick up the Granger and you
yeah.
forget to ban the Harith is also going to be a problem right there. And that is all the problems Team Peak to plummet. They tried to hold it down though, which I really liked. But it's really getting late. Let's dive into the game number 3 very quickly.
Yep. Well, we can't really have our whole family yelling at us what we are doing so late at night, right? So let's
Go, go sleep.
let's try to wrap it up quite fast. But yeah, well, it's gonna be both the teams, playing with their match point once again. So just the standard bands coming in though. Now both the teams, I would say they're even out all together. Now, it's just not. We can't really predict how whether either of the team after maybe after the draft we would see, but can't forget the surprise element, right?
Yep. Yeah. You know, the thing about Picture Permanent Nice, and I really get it now. The first game there was a lot of bad movement from both of them. The second game it was much lesser, so it's just a battle of the macros. So they both have the macros already, so they are fighting out with the macros. So I think this time around they will be going for the heroes that they see and deem uncomfortable or comfortable onto the hands of these particular players. So they might be, trying to strategize a little bit more. This is a serious game, last game for today, the last decider match, or who's gonna be off, who's gonna be moving forward. So IGN sticking to the original plan to ban away the Matilda, and yeah, it's very understandable because they always ban out the Matilda. But Picture Puppet onto the red side, they always ban the Kalea, right?
Well, Debbie, I mean the Kalea, she was quite the, I would say, quite the hindrance to the
Mm.
side of Team IGN. But Peak this time they just decided that they won't give the first pick Kalea onto IGN. So that would be okay. 3 roamers ban out. So right now, will they go for more or will they go for other hero bans like maybe the Farsa or maybe the glue is also open for Phobias up as well. Both of them they do provide a lot of hindrance, right? But then again, Loi once again, so they do not want that teleportation from either of the teams because as we know, Witch and Savage Warrior they both play Loi quite well, so
Yeah.
just gotta make sure.
Take it away, knock it out, and put into the banning phase. So I think this time around, like I mentioned, Micro is already set and checked for both of these teams, so the macro is mostly important for them. So I think they do not want to face what they faced in the first game already. So the macro dependent heroes are going to be taken away, and it's very understandable too. And there we go. Oh wait, the Badang bear coming through for the side of IGN. It's dead. Ooh, this is big. I thought Picture Planet will be the one banning it again, but IGN they take away this hero, and to think that IGN is mainly composed when they have a setter into the XP lane and a follow up into the roam, they are much more, utilizing. They are much more in sync if that happens, and we can see into the second game where Miro was able to do so much with the glue and the zone potential that he had, and the follow up coming through from the Gatot Kata most of the time. I think this is the way of their play style, and I think Picture Permit they have to take away or deny any experience that can be a set, right? Oh, wait. Look at that. The Fanny. We completely forgot the Fanny again.
Hmm. Well, right now, right. I mean, Fanny is in the first and leaving out the Hayabusa for respect. The thing is, will he commit to the Hayabusa though? Because they do have the Basha open. They have the Florin, which surprisingly none of them picked up because I guess they are more comfortable on the tanky heroes, right? So,
Oh,
but they first pick phobias. Hmm,
oh,
neglecting
Andre.
neglecting a lot, don't you think?
They're neglecting a lot, especially the Lucas, man. So no Lucas for any team for IGN. They want to prio onto the Meteor's heroes much more earlier than anyone. I think I know what they're doing right now. They're just trying to put Mido in his comfort so as to make to be the playmaker, the setter, and with the follow-ups they were able to play so well. But I think Big Department with the first pick Phobias, they might be able to respond it so well because most of the time you don't see a Phobias first pick into the blue side. You will see more pick thoughts into the red side with two other compatible heroes. But now I think it's more of a confidence pick for the side of IZN2. And there we go. The highlights does really, really well against the Phobias if he is around the ring of the punishment. But other than that, I think he might not be falling down or he might not be able to distract as much. But still, picking out the Harris when there is already a Phobias, yeah, both of these teams are very ballsy.
They're just gonna be going all out, isn't it?
That's
Uh
right.
that was a really bold move, picking up a Harriet in front of a Phobias though. But oh my goodness, Lucas as well as Zushin for the high loss. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
as a tanky hero, I feel like Zushin is one of your worst nightmares because she's kind of a tank killer. Another addition, Basha. Okay, they're just going all out. The Basha bit with the high loss on the golden carpet is just gonna be increasing his movement speed more and more. Can't forget. It's gonna slow the whole opponent down as well. But then again, they have a Phobias and a Zushin to counter out those two, prevent cause to the flow to be interrupted. But then again, banning the carry was a really good option because since you're going tanky, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
need to ban out the tank shredders.
I think that has to be it too. Yeah, it's just ban out the carry because it's also good in this kind of competition, especially against the Harriet too. And yeah, it was kind of late for them to pick up the carry, so Pick Diplomat has to ban in a way, very safe choice for them. But the thing is, Boxia is still a flex, and Lucas is already made known that he's gonna be going into the jungle. So what is supposedly good against Lucas into the jungle, we will have to find out. But the thing is, Aizen they do really have to ban away the mates that can literally be a good one against the Jusen because the Kimi is still out there. Both it's so good on both of these sides, but I don't think IGN will go for the Kimi though. But CC Ben coming through, a little bit of a counter for the picks that IGN have. So I think it's very understandable.
Yeah, both the teams are just working out together. But you know what I want to see, Debbie? We want a Naruto versus a Sasuke right now.
Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see, man.
But the thing is that even possible, given that Bashe can be moved onto the jungle or onto the XP or onto the
Yeah,
roam? Who knows?
so yeah.
So that's kind of a tiny possibility, but we do want the Naruto versus Sasuke right now. Although two marksmen ban out, what will Team IGN go for? Will Aaron go for his signature pick, the Granger, against a Herrit?
Oh,
Last time he did win it out, but then again, the frontliners are quite tanky. Will he be able to melt them out? That is the question. If he does go for the Granger, right? So aside from Granger,
yeah,
what can he pick up? Maybe a Claude, but I feel like I've seen him pick Claude, but not as much as he picks Granger most of the time, though.
I mean, Claude is too weak against the Harris, right? In comparison to the Granger, the Granger is bad against the Harris, but the Claude is worse against the Harris. So I don't think he'll go for it. But if he does want to go for the clearance, the better clearance, and playing it safe kind, he still can go for that. It's just there's never saying to this kind of marksman players, man, they do anything and everything. So you will never know. But for the pick diplomat, they have their pick now. Florin banned away by IGN because they do understand the potential threat that the Florin gives. Such a cute hero, but still a very deadly one in good combination too. But the thing is, they what? Wait, oh my goodness, I was actually
No, okay.
it's Tagato, right? No less a lot, right?
Triple sandbag combination.
Oh yeah.
Given that they do not have the true damage dealers, Alpha is out of the way because they picked out Lucas already. Carry is banned out. They ban out the CC for themselves up as well. So that's just too much of sandbags coming in because if it's the three of them, I feel like they sustain quite a lot. But then again, won't they lack damage? Will they go for a Farsa or a Valentina for the Lucas? Or are they gonna be going for something else as we speak? Pick up hero picked up by Zozen out there, the jawhead in his hands, while Aaron goes for his comfort, the Granger, really confident that he can shred that three sandbag frontliners from their side. But okay, late game security coming in, it would be Savage Warrior on Sicilian. Now I haven't seen Sicilian in a long time, and I feel like he's been declining. But in this team comp, the more late it gets, the more buff, the more tanky both the teams will be, the more damage will Sicilian and the Granger dish out altogether.
I kind of really like the Sicilian here, to be honest, because into the later part of this game, the Zul'jin does fall off quite a bit, not much, but the Sicilian is where he's gonna be rising. And into the early part also, he does have a potential range that he might be able to get and hit onto this minions and not get drawn away. But we'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of Dawn Mythic Showdown Season 1. This will be the last final deciding match between IGN and Pick Diplomat. They are 1-1 in score. Match point for both of them. And we will see who's going to be coming out on top. A fast spell tech, 4 flickers for the size of IGN.
Oh yeah, the 4 flicker combo once again, right? I mean, you can never flick us right now, given the composition that Team P2 Plummet has. But three sandbags all together. That's gonna be a hard defense to go through. Given that you're a Lucas, you can't really dive without shredding the defense. But then again, you're supposed to be having the early game snowball, which I feel like Lucas is gonna be getting prevented because they're just gonna be, causing a lot of problem for that Lucas right now, and it does seem like Aaron, he's just gonna be beating around the bush, same with Skyzen altogether. But right now, the Zushin, I feel like Zushin is gonna be playing the main role here, given that the lineup is quite bulky. You have to make sure that you displace them correctly so that you make way for the Jawhead and the Lucas to come through.
That's actually true because three frontliners, like you mentioned already, for the side of Peak Development, so Justin will play a very, very important role into the early part of this game. And one thing I also noticed is that IGN, they are fully going for comfort picks. And I think only Respect is the one who's not on his comfort, but he's also very well versed on this hero, on this Lucas, and he's able to play it so well. But the thing is, oh, look at that ejector.
Ejector definitely there. Beast form popped up by Lucas. Out there with the bat speeds coming in, and the Inferno Pursuit though. No one is to fall down except for Savage Warrior, but again a trade made by Charin. 1-for-1 trade coming in. First blood though in the hands of Team IGN right now. So definitely, I mean, there was a lot going on, but they only managed to take down one hero, which was a squishy one. So the play speaks for itself.
Yeah, I think most of the time when you talk about a Brazilian, you just want to see him not die under 5 minutes at least, because you just, when you do not die under 5 minutes, you will be able to stack up quite well with those bats, and that's the best case scenario for your team when you have the late game security. And when you are the main damage dealer into the later part of this game, you're just gonna be needing onto those stacks as well. So I think that was a little bit of a scary movement. He does even had the flicker. He wasn't able to flicker away right in time, but yeah, still. A kill already went to the hands of the jungle for the side of Peak Diplomat, and again, a no kill for Respect just yet, so they have to find a way for him to have at least one kill to end the game, because a goal behind or an XP behind Lucas is really not the best for a Lucas. You want to have that snowball potential.
Yeah, definitely. But if we do see Lucas, right, he's just desperate to go around throughout the whole jungle so that he does get the upper advantage up against Charin right now, because you need a lot of farm to be able to go against all these defenses. The more farm you get, the more better it will be for either of the team, because I feel like both the compositions, right? They depend heavily on the farm, but right now, Ejector coming in onto Eyes, getting away though. But the turtle starting up by the side of Team Peak to Plummet, while Team IGN, they are circling around the golden carpet lays down for Aizen, but look at that. The positioning of Respect will not be able to take the turtle though, will be taking away. Turtle in the hands of Team Peak to Plummet right now. Aizen gets taken Meteor does get taken down once again for 1-for-1 trade coming in for both the teams, equally matched out right now, and none of them are actually overextending, which is really, really good for both the teams.
And this is, what the discipline comes in when you are in the best of 3 in the third game, where it's a do or die. You do not want to throw any kind of teams, and yeah, this is what we're gonna be seeing throughout this game, and I'm really liking it, because you really love to see a disciplined game, right? Not the brawly kind where all the fights are there without any objective. And I think this has to be one of the most the reason that the third game is gonna be more important. But though
Mid lane, definitely. I mean, there's 4 people out there trying to go through all the defenses, and with the third shield gone, right, you have to be more and more careful, watch out for your own lane so that you do not lose them, because if you start losing them, then it would be bad for you. But as of now, Hylos is a Centaur tank that absorbs punishment and charges forward with stamina based skill. Definitely Hylos has been the main problem right now. He is a Centaur who is not budging at all. I mean, the defense is just too high for Peak to plummet, and until and unless they get the anti-heal and the going 1-4 or I don't think it will be much possible to go for any tank shredder given that they don't have any true damage in their hands.
Yeah, the funny thing was that there were 4 members out on top just trying to get the tower here, the tower there, but they weren't successful enough. But onto the bot lane, the Miro will be able to trade it quite well, and yeah, this kind of funny interactions are commendable sometimes. But then again, the third turtle will be much. Oh, Zoten, top lane.
Top lane out there. Oh my goodness, Zozen would be going for Skyzen while they go for the turtle. So a trade made, but look at that. Zushin just displacing 2 tanks easily with her lantern. Now all that they need is Sky Piercer at least to help them, melt the tanks a little bit, because the Sky Piercer passive is gonna be helping them quite a lot in this match. And 2 Sky Piercers from Granger and the Zushin should do the trick, but right now Lemonade is really low. Zushin is just bullying him at this point with her lantern, and definitely that, I think Team Peak to plummet, they might be starting to fall down.
Yeah, this is not the best case scenario for them. The golden carpet will be laid down, just trying to get away all those minions in order to protect their mid lane, which is very gonna be so important for them. But look at the rolling calling from Terran though. He was trying to look for something right there, but it's funny to see Terran on a utility man. We have always seen him onto the assassins or the alpha most of the time. Well, the meta's forcing a lot of players to be adapting to this kind of jungler. So this time around we might be seeing a different kind of game style too. But top lane might be secured for IGN maybe.
Yep.
Okay, IGN was able to get it. So a lot of trades and objective dependent IGN. They're just trying to look for structures all over the map.
They have to catch Peak off guard at least like two person at a time, 1 or 2 person at a time, because altogether you can't really break their defenses as Lucas is doing right now against Kaizen, but he is the one dominating. The respect out there, almost, but he does get taken down. Kaizen this time heavy. Obvious is heavy on him with the AOG, escaping with the flicker out as well, but no. Zushin says otherwise. You will be getting taken down. Lemonade falls in the hands of Granger up as well. Charin trying to go for an engage, but they are quite lacking the damage and the resources all together. But Zozen go late again, once again from high loss. Aizen will with his stacks up. I do want to see how much stacks he have right now, because he is starting to melt the tanks as of now, and Team IGN, they are getting their power.
Yeah, this is the way they want to play this game, and the creators so well versed on this Granger right now, and I think it's gonna be having the greatest time. Maybe they'll be able to secure this Lord. Maybe Charin?
Oh my goodness, that is another engage coming in. Charin will be falling down in the hands of Granger, getting that killing spree in their hands. Lemonade will be falling though. That is a double in the hands of Respect, but Respect goes down as well as Team Peak. They are chased back. Skyzen is not spared, and he gets taken down. He is not spared at all. That is 4 people down despite the tankiness. We should stop talking about tankiness as of now, because they're just getting melted out. They're just getting melted out by paper. As of now, they're not sandbags anymore. But as the game goes to late, how many stacks does Savage Warrior have? Is it enough for him to start carrying the game? Does he have enough to get his power spike? That is the question. Same goes with Aaron the Creator, but I feel like he's already carrying the match right now. We are seeing, while Phobias goes for the zoning, right? Aaron the Creator, he's just out there 505 in his hands, definitely having a smooth time breathing towards all of the defenses. Aizen gets taken down once again. This might just be a walk in the park for the side of Team IGN, with Aaron picking up his comfort pick as of now, and I think he did a really good job at it.
The thing about the Gwender is that if he picks up the Malefic gun too, Malefic roar, he will be able to, slash down the frontliners of the side of the tankier frontliners for any kind, right? And he already got the Malefic gun, Malefic roar, and as well he's got the anti-heal, so this is definitely a good one for Aaron, and this is also have to be the main reason why he was able to thread through all the defenses on the side of Picture Diplomat, and most of the time he's been free hitting. There's no one that I can see for the side of Picture Diplomat able to dive into the backline on Aaron the creator. They have been completely displaced most of the time by the Justin here, and I think this has to be one of their main problem too, because you want to soak down the damage. You want to be able to wow your backlines as much as possible. But how can you do that when you are displaced most of the time? And there also comes the Joe with the ejector on the unstoppable force. He can dive in and out, and he will not be escaped too. And that is why most of the time the picks on this when you focus mainly on those tankiers, you have to ban away the heroes that can be a threat to you, and I think letting go of the Zeusn has always been the problem for them right now. But Zeusn, he is trying to look for something here. Well, no
Oh, okay. The ejector was he could not eject Tarin up as well at all. Zushin, she has been neglected, but then again, at times like this, she shines a lot. Even though her use is declining, if she's in the good hands, right? Like how Team IGN is playing, Zushin, she can be quite deadly for you guys. But right now, Tarin, oh my goodness, that was just too much. Team Peak, they just saw one person fall down. They had to go back. They just said, yeah, we're not going there. But sorry, Charin, but we're not going there. We're gonna sacrifice you. We have to defend the base. But yeah, talking about the base, the inhibitor is gone, so the Lord will have an easy time. And as long as Team IGN they match up the lanes, they sync up the lanes, I feel like they should be able to tear down the inhibitors at the minimum.
The thing about the Baxia here is that I don't really think Terry is really comfortable on this hero, man, because he's making plays that are very, very questionable. Meanwhile, for IGN, they are so comfortable on their heroes. Each one of them, the Lord marching down onto the bot lane. There might be something here.
Yep, definitely the lane sync. Almost there. But yeah, Mirio falls down. But legendary for Aaron, the creator. That one has to fall down for the other to rise up again. But the pressure is still not done yet. Charin, once again, I feel like he went out too far ahead of his team once again though. But the AOG, no one. Then look at that. He tried to flicker, but that was in vain. IGN, they are forced to go back with Skyzen getting the double kill, get the chase. But they have to escape for now. Team IGN, they were not able to pop out the inhibitor, so a great defense coming in from to Plummet.
Yeah, that was actually amazing to say the least, because Aaron the Creator, he does have the rose goal meter that made him survive, or else he was dead meat, and that could have been a really, really good comeback for the side of Pick Diplomat. But even now also, losing our two members, the important key setters for the side of Team IGN, they have a little bit of a breathing space as of now, and if the game goes later than it's supposed to be, we're gonna be seeing a little bit of damage coming out from the Sicilian as well as the Harris, and I think for Skyzen, he is gonna be needing the Divine Glaive already. I think he's already got it as well, and maybe there's a possibility that he can go for the Concentrated or the Oracle, which can make him survive just a little bit. But the thing is, he needs to be free hitting most of the time. But he cannot free hit when there is a Forest. When the Forest dies, he's gonna go in.
Well, I feel like Mirio has been making the game for IGN quite a lot, because even if he jumps in between the team, right? Even if he gives away his life, he gives it after ensuring that IGN they have someone to take instead of him. So
Yeah,
like he does not die unless there is a trait worthy of him dying. So definitely Meteor is quite stubborn on the EXP, and I think a really good backbone for IGN right now. Speaking of which, though, the Lord had it's not quite yet enhanced. For now, 2 minutes still enhancement. So definitely either both the teams they take the Lord right now and wait for another Lord to come out, or maybe uh, go for an engage. But then again, the team who engages first, I feel like regardless of that, Team
yeah.
IGN would probably come out on top because they do have Aaron on. I feel like standing full stacks on the Skype, yes, as of now. And they have the Zushin up as well, but oh my goodness, Beast Form popped up with the Inferno Pursuit coming in. Backline, though, no one is there. Respect falls down in the hands of Charing Red Disguise and gets taken down. Double kill for Zushin. That is a triple double once again. Legendary up with, so that is 4 people down. Savage Warrior is the only person remaining. Team IGN, they can end the game without the Lord. Savage Warrior, he will not be enough to get that. Oh my goodness, a full team wipeout coming in, and IGN takes away the victory.
Oh my goodness, Aizen with the comfort style, with the good lineup against them, with their comfort draft able to make this road. They were down one game. Victor Blamet with a little bit of a fluke weren't able to secure this game. Congratulations to IGN with the reverse sweep, I suppose. What do you think about the game, PT?
Holy shit. It was a roller coaster right from the game number 2. I'm just, oh, what is this happening? Is this like a tug of
Yeah.
war? Both the sides are just wanting those, wanting those snowball, like, it's like, yeah, I am going to take it anyhow. But last game, from the game number 2 and 3, I really loved how all the members topped every single farm. They did not let Peak get a good amount of snowball plus the power spike as well. You know, Sicilian is the king of late games. Yet him being there in this game, he is not able to get a very good roundabout as well. The 038 really speaks a lot. Zaujin onto that Jawhead did a perfect job of making sure that the members would be stopped from his presence into the land of dawn. Really loved it how Adam the creator did got all these kills as well. He thrived very very well. But damn, what a game. I'm really surprised though. This gotta be the most intense I have seen in the round number 2.
Yep, certainly one of the most intense matches, right? Even with the game two, I think for this best of 3, I think all of the 3 games were equally intense, especially. But then again, people were shocked with the trio sandbag pick coming in from Team Peak. I mean, we all thought it would work out. You won't get past the defenses, but you had a Zushin. The Zushin had to be there. The Granger had to be there with the Sky Piercer up. And the zoning coming in from Mirio, it was just cherry on top. Their defenses early game, it was there, but then again, as they got their items, as they started getting their power spike, they were just completely taken down.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's true. Debbie, do you have anything to add before we close it up for today?
Oh, I would like to say, just
Uh-huh.
give a setter, a distractor, a setter into the hands of Mira, and auto win for IZN, and we were able to see that in game 2 and 3, right? He's on his comfort, and they were able to close it so well. But of course, it was a 5-man tag team, definitely one of the best one we have seen so far. Long games, no?
That's true. That's true. Today, surprisingly, all the games went all the way to match number 3. Was really surprising for us. And with that, this is a close for this day. Oh, we'll be right back tomorrow with another match. The schedule will be posted in the Instagram. Do follow Indian Gaming Corps, and also don't forget giveaways are up. This is just one last chance to type down Mythic Showdown with M capital and S capital. With that, let's take a leave. This was it for this matches for this series. We'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. But have fun, take care, and do be hydrated.
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे, परफेक्ट